What's going on, you guys? The aftermath. Kell Brook versus Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. The aftermath, right? Jaime Munguia crushes Demetrius Ballard, right? It'd been nice to see him fight Demetrius Andrade, but he opted to face a Demetrius Ballard. We're gonna talk about that. And of course, do Spence really want to fight Terrence Crawford? Because despite what Terrence Crawford says, I feel otherwise. And we gonna talk about it. Hit that like button for your boys. You come on to the building. Also, Chris Eubanks Jr. and Connor Benn are throwing their names into the hat to face Kell Brook next. Seems like Kell Brook got a lot left in the tank. Based off the performance we seen last night against Amir Khan. Amir Khan looked absolutely horrible last night in his fight against Kell Brook. He tried to fight back. He tried to make something happen, but nothing was happening for him. Salute to everybody in the building early. Let me see who's in here. Salute to Diablo, Zolife 813. Salute Picasso. What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna wait till the stream gets going. It's a little early. We'll wait till it gets moving a little bit before we get to cooking. But I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the boxing community, in regards to this Crawford recently coming out saying that Spence wants to fight and everything. And yeah, I kind of expressed how I felt about that initially, but really, Errol Spence really didn't want to fight, dude. There was no eagerness to fight, right? And the title of this stream is Eagerness to Fight because guys like Eubanks and Benn and all these guys that's looking eager to fight, Kell Brook, a guy that's over the hill. You know what I'm saying? That's when the eagerness comes in the sport of boxing, when these guys want to fight somebody when they're looking vulnerable. But when they're at the top of their game, then you hear crickets and things of that nature, right? You hear crickets and all types of other shit when it's time for these dudes to really get something going. Crickets. He said, do you think Brook has enough in the tank to beat Benn or challenge Eubanks? That's a good question. It's actually a good question. I'm not sure, bro. That's a really good question. Really. That's a really good question. Does Brook have enough to deal with those dudes today? It's hard to say, man. Honestly, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. Hold up, let me see. Yeah, it's really hard to say. Chris Eubanks Jr. wants to fight him. He said he's proven tonight he still has the spice. Now I want to see how spicy he can get with me because I'm not Amir Khan. We have history. He's the reason I didn't fight Gennady Golovkin, and I have never forgiven him for that. The UK fighters, man, they force these storylines and shit. He's forcing this one. He's like, I'm still mad at you from stealing the Triple G fight from me. That was supposed to be my fight. I never forgiven him for that. So yeah, he's trying to talk himself into a fight with Kell Brook. I mean, Kell Brook got the juice right now. UK boxing is a little different from American boxing. A fight like this, these guys, it wouldn't even really be a thing, But over there, oh yeah, this could turn into something. And then of course, Connor Benn also wants to get revenge for Amir Khan.
Yeah. I'll do that for you. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it for you. I'll do that for you. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it for you.
So yeah, he said he'll take care of it. He wants to fight Kell Brook. All these dudes want to fight Kell Brook. Danny Garcia wants to fight him now. So yeah, Kell Brook it's just crazy, man. Like everybody wants to fight a guy that's over the hill. I can understand that Connor Benn want that fight. He's a young fighter. Chris Eubanks Jr. has been around the block for a while now, so I'm kind of looking at him like, what the hell you want to fight this little dude for? You know, but Conor Benn, I can understand a young fighter like him wanting to face Kell Brook, former champion, stuff like that. Danny Garcia, that's just telling me that you letting me know that's where you feel you at. You going down the hill too. You know, guys like Crawford can't get people to call him out like that and want to fight him like that. You know, but when you showing vulnerabilities, when you showing them you vulnerable, sometimes these dudes want to hop on you. And that's what's happening right now with Kell Brook. Everybody want to fight Kell Brook now. Kell Brook's the man right now. So, yeah. Kell Brook's the man right now. Real quick, man. People sleeping on Ugas, man. I think boxing fans sleeping on Ugas. Wait, hold up. I'm not showing it. Hey, wait. Yeah, boxing fans sleeping on Ugas. I think they really sleeping on Ugas in this Spence fight, man. Ugas is he ain't backing down. I don't want to play the sound because this shit's been echoing and shit. But Sean can't do nothing with him, really, man. Sean can't really do nothing with dude. You know, Ugas don't like to take a step back either. You got to fight. You got to force him back. Just something I throw in the stream real quick while we here. Ugas was he fought Sean better than Spence. Look, he ain't taking a step back at all. You know, Porter had Spence all on the back foot, spinning them and everything. It's gonna be a good fight, man. Ugas on Porter's ass, man. How did he lose this fight? Porter can't do nothing with him. That's that right hand, that little crazy little right hand he got. That right hand Ugas got. That's a nice little right hand he got. But yeah, I don't think Spence really wants to fight Bud like Bud says. Despite what Crawford came out and said recently, I don't think Spence really want to fight that dude, man. You know, I just don't believe it. And really, hold up. And really, I think he's being diplomatic. And in today's boxing, you can't be too mean. You can't be too mean, or these dudes will try to blackball you from the sport. You know, if you're a tough fighter and you being mean too, they'll blackball you. So you tend to see these guys being a little nice to their rivals and shit. You know, just to kind of, I don't know why these dudes do it, but today in boxing, if you mean to your opponents or your rivals or your fellow contenders, whatever you want to call them, you likely won't get no smoke. Crawford being nice again with Errol Spence, or maybe these dudes told him. Maybe they told him, you got to fix this shit you did, making Errol Spence looking like a punk. You got to fix that, and then we'll give you the fight. Like I told y'all, you can't be mean today in boxing. You can't just be a mean, nasty dude unless you a dude that somebody could jump on. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat too. But unless you a mean motherfucker that's vulnerable that, you know, guys feel they can capitalize on, then you ain't about to get no smoke, man.
Like I said, I'm the big dog at the welterweight division, and he gotta take a back seat and take that 60-40 or 7-30, whatever we give him.
You got to take that back seat. You know what I'm saying? Bud said in the interview that there was never really a thing, the whole 60-40. That was never really a thing. That was just something that fans took and ran with. That was just something that fans took and ran with, the whole 60-40. The fans, that's something that boxing fans took and ran with. Salute to Drizzy KO. You said Kell Brook would have beat Danny? I think so. I think Kell Brook got some fights left in him, man. Straight up. I think Kell Brook, I think he really do got some fights left in him. At least two good fights. Depends on who he fights, of course, but I think he got some fights left in him for sure. He got some fights left in him for sure. Hey, but Amir Khan officially announces his retirement too. Here we go, right here.
Khan, as everyone said at the post-fight, you went out on your shield. What an amount of courage that you showed tonight. How did it feel in there?
I mean, Yeah, it was tough out there. Kel came trained, came ready. No disrespect to him, it was an amazing fight. And just wish him all the very best in the future. Like I said, it made me realize that maybe it's tough for me. I've been in the game a very long time, 18 years at the top level of boxing. I've been fighting at, and I think it's time now to maybe consider to call it a day because for some reason I just didn't feel right in there. No, that's no excuse. That's maybe just of age. But like I said, overall, respect to Kel and his team. They came ready, and overall, the crowd was happy.
Radio Raheem with Amir Khan. As everyone said at the post fight, you went out.
Yep. So that's what Amir Khan said, man. A guy like me respects even guys like Amir Khan. Even though it's like boxing fans tend to trash guys like Khan. Excuse me. He could be delusional, right? But this motherfucker fought some of the best fighters in this era. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan literally fought some of the best guys in this era. Danny, Crawford, Canelo. You want to say Kell Brook is one of the top guys? He only lost against some of the top guys. Triple G, Spence, Crawford. So, he gets my respect. He was totally outclassed, totally overmatched. He just really had nothing for Kell Brook. Kell Brook was the stronger guy, seemed like the fresher fighter. He had his legs still. Amir Khan didn't have his legs, man. I think Kell Brook could beat some of these dudes, man. I think he can give some of these young guys, some good work, man. Salute to everybody in the building. What's going on, Bleak M? Q the Guy, what's good? Everybody go to subscribe to Lost Art of Boxing, Q the Guy's channel. Hey, bold and understanding. I think Ugas did do better against Sean Porter in a loss than Spence won. It's really a popularity contest. Boxing is a popularity contest, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a popularity contest. I'm not sure how this stream is caught up. I might have to adjust that. Some things may be a little delayed, but he fought him a lot better than Spence. You know what I'm saying? He fought him a lot better than Spence did. Look, man, I don't think Spence really wants to fight Crawford like that. Of course, it's something that may happen because now what's left for you. But man, there was never no eagerness to fight Terrence Crawford, bro. Never no eagerness to deal with this dude. He never really wanted to fight because if he wanted to fight, he would have made it happen. Guess what? Sean Porter had a belt. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter had a belt. Hold up.
I'm not. No, it's a lot of names ahead of me. Overall,
your goal is pound for pound.
Pound for pound best. Pound for pound best overall.
That motivates you more than money.
It motivates me more than money.
More than fame.
More than fame. I don't care about the fame.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can put this on the screen.
Everybody wants to be that mega star. Everybody's trying to take the place of Floyd Mayweather and become the face of boxing. I feel like, this takes me on the right track to become the face of boxing and become the number one pound for pound fighter in the world.
Yeah, let me know if that's like echoing and shit, man. Like, I need to figure that out. Why is it echoing? Yeah, Sean Porter got a belt too, and all this shit, bro. Like, he didn't really want to fight Crawford like that. You know what I'm saying? We go see what he wants to do now after this Ugas shit. But he didn't want to deal with Crawford like that, man.
Sean Porter got a belt.
I said I want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt. I said I want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So when he does get that belt, we can make it happen.
Did you think of Terrence showing up ringside? Do you think that helps build some buzz to make it a big fight?
No. What? I don't know why he doing what he was doing here. I probably wouldn't go to none of his fights, so I'm not worried about Terrence Crawford. Like I said.
And Danny Garcia, who do you want next?
Oh, I'm gonna chill on my rant.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, you know, it's only one fight they talking about, and that's Spence. Whenever you're ready, I'm here.
Like I said, man, we know who's been eager to fight. Crawford really just being diplomatic. He's being diplomatic in his recent interview with Radio Raheem. He was just being diplomatic and shit, just saying, it was just business. And, he was saying all that bullshit, but really, we seen it. We got the videos of it. We got the videos. We got everything that's been said, everything that happened. We got everything that happened after the Porter fight. We got all that shit on fucking video. Dude ran up out of the building when it was time for him to show the world that he was interested in facing Terrence Crawford, but he didn't do that. He got the fuck up out of there, bro. So why we go sit here and cap now, even though Crawford's capping too. Crawford capping too. Yeah, I said it. Crawford's capping too. But we know the truth for real. We know the truth for real. You just gotta be diplomatic today in boxing. You gotta be very diplomatic. You can't be too mean.
Fight Terrence Crawford against Sean Porter, man. What do you make of it? Initial reaction a week later.
It's a pretty good fight. I mean, it was entertaining. He did his thing. He definitely did his thing. Sean definitely did his thing too. I feel like Sean ain't as hungry as he used to be. Contemplating retirement before the training camp and things like that. So, I feel like the vintage Sean was just a lot better. But we got that Sean.
Would you make a Bud Crawford quitting Top Rank on the spot with Bobby Arum sitting right next to him?
Oh, the contract up. I mean, get your money, baby.
Final message for all the Spence fans.
I'll be back. Turn up.
We saw you at the fight, Terrence.
So yeah, he didn't say nothing about fighting him there. Let me see if I find the video here. This dude be having all the videos. Let's see. What's going on, cutie guy?
What's good with it, Bushido? How you doing, family?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just a Sunday morning live stream, man. What you want to talk about, man?
Man, it's a lot. I mean, I missed the Khan and Brook fight. I was still at work. Came home kind of early, so I missed that fight. Man, I'm kind of disappointed about the Charlo Castano postponement or whatever. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of things about that fight. They might be stripping Castano or whatever. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I heard
What's going on with that?
Zoo wants his shot. I guess he's been stepping aside and he wants his shot. He's not looking to wait, and he wants his shot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a little situation there to where I think Tim Tszyu wants to get into the fray. He's pretty big in Australia. I heard he got some pull and shit. So yeah, he kind of spoiled his little undisputed thing for Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo. Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
So the fight not going to happen because of Tim Tszyu want a shot or because of Castano injury.
Well, Castano is injured, torn bicep or something like that. He don't want to go into a fight with Jermell like that. So we gonna take some time off. But do say, look, man, it's been a while, So he wants to face he wants to hop into the mix. That's just what I heard. These young guys, they're getting anxious, these young fighters. They're getting anxious. They instead of just letting the storyline finish out between Castano and Charlo. So we're gonna see what happens, man.
I mean, PBC do a lot of things. I mean, they was able to get Ugas out of that tournament. I think they should be able to, let it, on behalf of Charlo get his shot. I ain't gonna lie. I think out of anybody who really deserved that shot, with no problems going into it, is Charlo. I mean, he not on here asking for big money or none of that. We was gonna get that fight on free TV.
Right.
I was looking forward to that. I really don't want to see no other bout F54 if it's not that, because they were saying Tim Tszyu, he was gonna have to fight Tim Tszyu was gonna get Castano and Charlo was gonna fight Erickson Lubin. Everybody was thinking they were just gonna get locked into these mandatories, but they was able to make this. I think they should be able to just wait this out and let this undisputed fight happen and you know, let Tim Tszyu get a shot at undisputed. You know, fight somebody. Hopefully, he can get a fight in America. And
Right.
then, you know, whoever get the undisputed, you know, he could be the first person up for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, pretty much, bro. Pretty much. What do you think about Terrence Crawford saying that Spence wants to fight and that he's eager for the fight? What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's true. I really don't think him and Spence probably talked in recent times, but I know as far as the last time I know it came out in the public that they talked was when Bud went on that tirade on Twitter and Earl called him. You know what I mean? And then Terrence Crawford came out and he said, I talked to Earl. He said we was gonna fight this and that. I think he was probably referring to that, which we all know, but that's just him being politically correct in a way, like, you know, he ain't gonna shame it. Right now, it's not for him to just go out here and bash Crawford to make him, bash Spence to make him not want to fight him, you know, or you know how these guys, he say something you don't like, nah, I ain't gonna fight you.
Right.
Go do something else. So you're gonna do whatever you can to kind of just, you know, butter him up, you know, to get him in the ring, or at least get somebody to the table. Because the crazy thing really about the whole situation, I hear a lot of people like going in on Bud and things like that, but I really never heard of a fighter knocking on a promoter's door. I think it's the other way around. Like when have a fighter supposed to call somebody like, hey man, y'all can give me this fight? Like they supposed to call you to make the business. I would assume, you know, like what does a boxer really have to just walk in somebody's office like, let's make, you know, let me do this? That automatically puts you in a lower advantage when you negotiate. Like you run into me, like y'all coming to him with an offer and just start to negotiate. You know, I don't even think Crawford asking for a crazy huge, you know what I mean, number. It's just a simple fact. Y'all got to talk to see what he want.
Right.
You know, same thing like Keith was talking. Supposedly when he yelling this 10 million and you don't even want to sit at the table. You just talking out your ass and then you getting paid less than $1 million. So at the end of the day, I think with a lot of this, I think it's too much trying to say Crawford need to do this, Crawford need to do that. Somebody need to call that man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, PBC representative. Mm-hmm.
You 1 minute Bud is, you know, doing this.
I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Errol. Where you at? I'm in the ocean. You say you the big fish. I'm looking for you. Where your ass at? Oh, whole ass. Well, you got a lot of room to hide in this motherfucker. I hide you in the ocean. Ocean big in the motherfucker, man. We ain't gonna be able to find your punk ass out here.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Talking big shit to the big fish.
Hey, that shit funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was. Hold up.
Where the exit at? That's what just came out of his mouth. Where the exit at?
Man, he got up out of there, bro. What eagerness to fight?
Shit.
What eagerness? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. What eagerness are we seeing from this dude to fight this guy? Look at him. He got up out of there, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if he eager.
With him, and they still got up out of there. Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know if he eager to fight him, but I think he will. You know, man, it's the money, man. You know, he gonna do it for the money, because at the end of the day, like Earl, he could do the big fish as much as he want, but at the end of the day, he not gonna get a huge payday till he fight Crawford. I mean, he go to 154. It's really no huge payday up there for him. you know, a name that we'll feel like can make it 160.
Yep.
Like you know, Crawford really the only spot if you talk about if you really want to solidify the big fish, big money, you know what I mean, type of thing. You know, y'all gonna, you know, they'll be able to make that, but you know, I think he at the end of the road, even right now, like, man, you got a fight coming. He got to be looking in the mirror, practicing how we gonna call out Crawford. You know what I mean? Shit. What else you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, who else Spence go fight, bro? Like Canelo's all the way up at light heavyweight now. That shit's over with.
And he said he wouldn't even fight him. Like after the whole eye injury, it was somebody. It's an interview with Spence, and they asked him, "Would you fight Canelo?" He said, "No." He said, "Is that Canelo thing on the table?" No. You know, like, nah. You already know. Like, bro, you don't want to take no hit from no Canelo. I'm gonna be real. Like at 160, whether you feel like you healthy or not, this guy's gonna demolish you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Canelo too big for
him. Canelo too big. I don't even want to see him get in there with Canelo. Like that'll be like, if y'all think the Triple G Kell Brook was bad, bro, it's gonna be something like that.
Mark Chilambo says Crawford was correct about they both want the fight, but networks aren't supportive of the fight. I don't know, bro. It seemed like ESPN wanted that smoke, bro.
Yeah, ESPN wanted to make the fight.
ESPN seemed like they really wanted that fight, man. It seemed like the PBC side is reluctant on making this fight. That's what it looks like.
What's good, D?
That's LT.
That's LT.
Yeah.
What's good with
man,
it, brother?
I got a balance. I know I got a reputation on YouTube. People, the Bud fan base don't like me, but I'm all right with that. I'll take it. They call me a fan boy, fan girl. It's okay, cool, because I'm just honest. But you guys, respectfully, you guys are saying a whole bunch of BS. And let me explain why. You heard it out the horse's mouth, Bushido. You heard what Crawford said. Crawford said, "Oh, I know he wants to fight and everything's good." But even when you hear it out of Crawford's own mouth, you guys still want to make excuses. Is that right? I shudder to think that if Earl Spence came out and said, "Oh, I'm scared to fight Terrence Crawford," or something like that to that tone, you guys would be all over that. Like, "Oh yes, see, I told you. Oh yeah, I see." This smear campaign,
bro,
that ain't right. What else do you guys have to hear? Go ahead.
Said it's totally different thing. He said on a Porter podcast that they all running scared. You know what I'm saying? This was like a month ago.
So then, okay,
he's playing
so
games,
then,
bro. That's what he's doing. He's playing
that's
games.
Spence's fault. It's your boy's fault for saying this. Your boys just came out and said this. You know what I'm saying? What is going on with Terrence Bud Crawford? One moment he's saying this, another moment he's saying this. What is going on with your boy, man?
I don't know, but I'm saying this. Errol Spence ain't eager to fight him.
He said it himself.
Spence, no, he's not.
He said it himself.
Why would they pay money to fight Ugas, bro?
He said,
I don't care what Crawford said, bro.
So wait, so it don't matter what the man that
no, because we see what happened.
So
he was eager to fight this dude. Why he fighting Ugas right now?
But what I'm saying is this.
Come on, man.
What else does it have to take for you guys to get the point?
I mean,
what else is it gonna have to take? You hear it from Terrence Bud Crawford's mouth. He says he talks to him.
Bro.
Yes, he said he ain't say he talks to him. He said he talked to him. And again, don't put words in my mouth. I said that Spence probably will want to fight him. Eager and wanting to fight somebody is two different things.
Well, I was referring to you. I said
eager is when you.
Oh, you said y'all. I don't know about. I mean, you talking to me and Bushido. I mean.
Oh
Bushido,
no! When I made the statement, I'm talking about the Terrence Bud Crawford fan base. I did state that. So I'm not particularly saying you, sir. But what I'm saying is just in general with the Terrence Bud Crawford fan base, it's always like, oh, he's ducking him. It's like you guys can't now I'm referring to you guys. It's like you guys in particular on the panel and the Terrence Bud Crawford fan base is like you guys can't wrap your head around that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all this time I've been thinking that Errol Spence is not eager to fight him, like you said, or not willing to fight him, or is scared. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me sit back. Let me see what he does with this third belt, and let's put it to the test. But instead, you guys have been saying he's ducking him. You guys came at his manhood. You guys have made a smear campaign, and that's not right. This guy said he's going to fight him. This guy has been keeping true to his word. Now, if Errol Spence doesn't try to make the fight after he beats Ugas, because he will beat Ugas, please believe me, he will.
Man, please, that's not guaranteed.
He's not true to his word. He's not true to his word till he fight Crawford, bro.
Okay, but
and at the end of the day, like I said, I already know, like, bro, he been talked to him after Bud got on his neck and was calling him out, making him look like a goddamn fool. And all his fans too, like he said, everybody that think he gonna whoop him, everybody who on Earl's side, when I whoop his ass, I want to see the looks on y'all faces. And then and then what happened? Earl got on there, man, he could call me. He called him. He said, "Hey, what's your number? I'm about to call you. You better pick up." And then Crawford got back on there. Oh yeah, Earl, he a cool dude. He said we gonna fight. Woo woo woo. Yeah, bro, I heard him say that, bro. That's cool.
Okay, but why? Okay, so let me. Cool. Okay, sir.
He did.
Didn't you just say? Well, hold on. Didn't you just say that they talked before? So we don't know whether they're talking right now. Correct? You said that,
bro. I can say this. No. I can say this. When people talk, if you talk to somebody recently, you're not going to say it so vaguely, like. Oh okay, yeah, so he said we gonna fight. So if you recently talked to him, if he talked to Earl within the last 2 months, with that, I'm gonna say within him knocking Sean Porter out, if he talked to him after that, he damn sure wouldn't sound like it was a recent conversation. It sounded like
so that was my point. That was my point earlier, sir. That's what I was saying, that they talk. They more likely talk, and I agree with that. So that's why I'm saying is that give this man the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what he does after Ugas. But no, you guys again are not saying.
Nah, I ain't about to wait 3 years for you to tell me some shit. Come on.
Like I said before, when we first heard Crawford say this, I'm gonna wait. We gotta wait to see what Spence does after Ugas now. That has to happen. So the whole Ugas situation, that's a whole different situation. But if Errol Spence beats Ugas and he don't call out Terrence Crawford, if Terrence Crawford's in the building and nothing happens after that, then that fight is not happening. It's not happening. If he don't call out Crawford,
so we'll see. Hey, listen, I said if Errol Spence doesn't try to make no type of attempts to fight Crawford and say, "Oh, I'm moving up to 154, or I'm going to fight this guy and that guy," then yes, I will concede and say, you know what, he's ducking this man. But until then, I don't want to hear nothing about he's been ducking, because at the end of the day, this man has
his back in the corner after this fight. But I tell you, his back in the corner after this fight. But I tell you what Eager look like. Eager don't look like when I knock one of your opponents out, you get out the ring. That's not what Eager look like. What Eager look like is when he fought Sean Porter to that split decision. Danny Garcia going in that ring, won that fight. That's what Eager look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Earl didn't do that. That's two different things.
Yeah, bro.
But this is still
is that fact or not? Is that fact or not?
A little bit, bro. He pampering this dude up. That's all he is.
Huh?
He is. He ain't. He's
buttering. He's buttering dude up. He's trying to get on.
He's buttering, but see, that's an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
All these excuses. So he's buttering him up. He doesn't want to look bad in front of the court case. What else is it, guys? What else are you guys gonna make up?
I don't know nothing about no court case.
Nothing about that, bro.
I don't know nothing about no court case, bro.
No, I heard. No, not you, but like I've heard.
Man, talk to us. Talk to us. Don't talk to me.
I'm going to bring what I
talk to me. I don't know about nobody.
No, hold on. I'm bringing up when I'm bringing up. What I'm saying is that I've heard the thing where Terrence Bud Crawford fans are saying, "Oh, he sounded look good in the court case." Look at the comment section. It just somebody brought that up. You know what I'm saying? So come on, like, can you guys just and give this man the benefit of the doubt without? You know what I'm saying?
Look, he has no choice at this point. He has no choice. It's gonna be do or die, because it's either Boots Ennis, Stanley Jonas, anybody like that, or Terrence Crawford. What you gonna do? You gonna go up to 154? Tim Tszyu is waiting. I mean, what you gonna do? There's a lot of killers all around Errol Spence. You might as well go for Crawford. That's the best fight, most lucrative fight.
I agree with you, but check this out. You have your boy Terrence Bud Crawford already talking about Jamel Charlo, And I'm telling you this: if he fights Jermell Charlo, that is career suicide. He does not beat Jermell Charlo. He's too big, and stylistically, that's a bad matchup for him.
Well, we won't.
He
We
better
won't
stay
know
away
until
from
they get in the
Jermell.
ring. We won't know until they get in the ring. But anyway,
Listen,
Lenore,
I'll
how
bet
long? How
money
long
on
you
that.
gonna give?
I'll bet
How
money
long
on
you
the
gonna
underdog
give?
with Jermell. I'll bet
Earl
money on that.
benefit of the doubt. You gave him the
I'll bet
benefit of
money
the
on
doubt
that.
for the better part of 4 years. You gonna keep giving him the benefit of the doubt? The dude don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. Point blank. Period.
So bold.
I mean,
It's
funny.
so bold. It's another thing now, huh? How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
Not much. Yourself?
Good.
So what do you make of this? What Terrence said.
I don't make anything of it. But what I'm saying is that for the past 4 years, this was the fight that everybody wanted to see between him and Errol Spence, and the fight still hasn't happened. So what I'm saying is, how long people going to keep giving Errol Spence the benefit of the doubt?
Because the reason why you give him the benefit of the doubt, because he gave you a game plan since the beginning. He's been sticking to it. He's gave you the game plan already. He gave it to you. It's not something like Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, "Oh, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe you know what I'm saying." It was always a maybe. We'll see. But with Errol Spence, at least the man gave you a game plan. The man said, "I'm giving you a game plan, and this is what it is." If you don't like it,
this why I disagree at, man. Because Errol Spence's game plan keep changing. First, his game plan was when Terrence Crawford get that Jeff Horn belt first, then we can make the fight happen. Then he decided that he wanted to fight Mikey Garcia, but he was the same one complaining and talking about, oh, all these guys are ducking me, and Mikey Garcia was the one that stepped up. He want to fight me. But here it is. Terrence Crawford is in your face calling for the fight, and you talking about Sean Porter got a belt too. I mean, come on, man.
Okay, can I respond?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, people always bring up Mikey Garcia. We have to bring this context and nuance to situations here. Let's not forget, during the Mikey Garcia time, Errol Spence was a guy who was being avoided, and he needed a big name under his resume, and that big name happened to be Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia is the one who called Errol out. We all know that. So this was the time period where Errol was getting ducked, and still, even with a belt, still was not a high attraction type of dude. So we have to add that context to it. So you can't just say, that Errol Spence. You can't bring up the Mikey Garcia situation without bringing up that fact, because that's a fact. Because I remember that right before that fight got made, Errol Spence was on Twitter like, I need to fight. And that at this time he already gave Terrence Crawford the game plan. So let's just not bring that fact up without bringing that context to it, brother.
Hey, Lenore, what was the game plan?
The game plan was to get the belts. Now, did it change? Yes, it did, because Keith Thurman got beat by Manny Pacquiao.
All right, so let me ask you this. So the game plan is to get the belt.
Yes.
Does Terrence Crawford has a belt?
He does have a belt, yes.
So why didn't he go fight Terrence Crawford?
Because he told him he'll fight him last.
Nah, he ain't say that.
When was the first time
I can send you the video.
When was the first time when have you ever heard Spence talk about undisputed?
I've heard him say he wants to be undisputed, yes.
When? How recent? Very recent, right?
Recently, on Twitter, he's been alluding to it, but not recently.
Okay. I mean recently as in not when him and Terrence Crawford was first talking about fighting. It was never talking about undisputed. So that means the fight was going to be a unification, because he said get a belt, not an undisputed fight. He kept changing it. He kept changing it with the time and all of this. It ain't no longer a question no more, because you can answer it.
So I'm gonna tell you.
So hold up. Hold up.
No. I have to put you on mute. I'm working right now, but just give me 1 second. I'll come right back. I'm not gonna leave. Give me 1 second. Chop it up, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on.
But Spence ain't start talking about no undisputed till like recently. You know what I mean? Like, come on, he wasn't even talking about undisputed with Ugas.
Yeah. So, I remember saying kids don't eat off belts and all types of shit he was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was saying all types of shit. So it's like, damn, bro, do you want to fight this dude or not? My kids don't eat off no belts, and You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Now it's about the belts.
And remember, Leonard Ellaby said the quickest way to not get the fight is to start bringing up numbers. And that's what Spence been doing the whole time, talking about 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. And he don't want nothing to do with Crawford. They trying to wait till Crawford look vulnerable and then jump on him.
Yeah, that's what I think. But I don't even, and I ain't never really cared about no 60-40. I ain't gonna lie. When you get to doing that in the public, that ain't even got. Like, I'm just talking about him getting in the ring with you. And Terrence Crawford had always been what he wanted, even from, you know what I mean, before he fought Jeff Horn, after he fought Jeff Horn, he was always talking about, yeah, we gonna make that fight happen. Yeah, that's the fight I want. Like, you know, or somebody with a belt. Like, it really don't, you know, the whole thing with Spence and all that, but just get in the ring. Now after you fight Ugas, if you can get the win, yeah, I mean, hopefully you win. I think he's gonna win.
He should win. He should win.
Mm-hmm.
He should win. If he's anything what he used to be, if he's back, then he should beat Eubank Ugas, despite what I said. You know what I'm saying? He should beat Eubank Ugas.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta see.
You know, Ugas coming. If he coming with that same intensity he did with Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao.
You guys go ahead, chop it up. Hold up.
You know what I mean? He'll get that. He gonna bring a fight. You know, I ain't gonna count out Ugas. You know, Ugas, he got some nice little skills, counter punching and all that. Pretty good foot movement. He's strong. He don't really allow you to bag him up. So I think it's gonna be a good style clash. You know, some good for Spence. I ain't gonna lie. Like, really, if Spence really know he can come back, which I think, you know, the biggest thing is gonna be about the fight is, I think, making weight. You know, I think if anything, it'll be the making weight. I can't speak on how he'll take a punch and all of that. You know, I think he might still be able to come back and be the same Earl Spence. You know, ferocious. You know, not letting up on the gas and being more of a dog than the person he fight. So, man, I think Spence gonna get him. You know, but he going there bitch sluggish. You know, he don't really look good as somebody that faint real good. You know, we ain't really never seen him in there with a jabber. You know, somebody that move. Ugas really not a big mover. He can move his head a little bit though, but Ugas not the biggest mover.
I don't know, man. I think Ugas, he could turn, he could spin. That's the one thing I give Ugas credit. He does.
Yeah, he
spin.
can pivot.
Yeah, he pivots a lot. I mean, to be honest, I think for Earl Spence, I think the narrative is already set in. If he loses to Ugas, everybody gonna blame the accident. They're gonna blame the tax retina. You know, if Earl Spence wins, then they're gonna be like, oh, see, you know, they still gonna bring up the accident. Gonna be like, yeah, he came from an accident, but that accident was like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
3 years ago, maybe. Like, when was the accident? No, like 2 years ago, right? But that's the thing, man. They just gonna keep using stuff. So, like when Earl Spence fought Kell Brook, and Kell Brook came back down 2 weight classes, possibly being weight drained, coming off of getting his ass beat by Triple G, and the surgery on top of that. And Spence broke Kell Brook's other orbital bone. Well, Kell Brook said, well, sure, I had all this going on. Ain't nobody made no excuse for Kell Brook. So my thing is that I just don't like when people make excuses for Earl Spence. I mean, everybody got to keep that same energy and whatnot. He didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford before the accident, and he probably don't even want to fight him after the accident. I think, for me personally, I think Spence trying to backdoor his way into the Ring Magazine title by fighting Ugas to get that 3rd belt and become the Ring Magazine champion. That's what I think it is. I don't even think he want to fight Terrence Crawford. So if Terrence Crawford moves up to 154, the first thing a lot of Errol Spence fans are going to say, they're going to be like, oh, see, Errol Spence had this plan and Terrence Crawford went up to 154. Well, I mean, come on, like 4 years later, I mean, they should have been for it. Am I
Yeah, they can't put that rank title on there, man. But Bud number one for the ring and welterweight, ain't he?
He is now, but when Errol Spence was going to fight Manny Pacquiao
was number one.
No, Errol Spence was number one. Crawford was number two. Pacquiao was number three. They were going to throw in there. They was going to throw in there.
I think Pacquiao was ranked higher than Terrence Crawford because he had that Keith Thurman win.
Nah, but he also has been inactive, and he also got stripped of his belt. So it knocked him down in the rankings. It's in the article because the Ring Magazine article talked about it around that time, that the Ring Magazine title was on the line between number one and number three because for so many years they was trying to get the number one and number two guy to fight, and it never happened. So they put the Ring Magazine title up.
Hey, hold on. Hey, y'all hit the like button, man. We got 55 people. We only got 26 likes, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to hit the like button for your boy, man. Come on, man. Y'all can't be doing this like that. Go ahead, hit that like button for your boy, man.
Come on, smash that like button. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed.
Yeah, subscribe and hit the like button, man. But yeah, my bad, y'all. Go ahead.
But now I was saying, like, I think he's just trying to backdoor his way into the Ring Magazine title, so he can say, "Oh, look, I got the Ring Magazine belt." You know what I'm saying? Try to use that as bragging rights by fighting Ugas. That's basically what they're trying to say. Like, oh, he got the majority of the belts, so now he'll be the Ring Magazine title. But at the end of the day, he don't want nothing to do with Crawford.
No, I don't really think so either, bro. The energy change over the years. I think he in a situation to now is he has to fight Crawford. If not, what you gonna do? You gonna stay at welterweight and fight Jerron Ennis? You gonna stay at welterweight and fight Virgil Ortiz or any of these guys? Because you got a lot of the belts and you got a lot of them young killers and them sanctioned bodies coming for you. So, I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna have to fight Crawford. But there was no eagerness to fight Crawford because he could have fought Crawford before he fought Ugas. But nah, they paid money for dude to step aside so they can get Ugas out of that jam so they can fight Ugas. So yeah, I mean, despite what Crawford say, nah, there was no eagerness to fight or anything of the sort. He just got to fight Crawford now after this fight with Ugas if he gets past Ugas.
Yeah, he got to. Everybody that got Earl winning, bro, they got shit. Hey, he got to do it for them. You know what I mean? They gonna be out here hurt, crying and shit if you don't take that fight. I'm telling you, because man, it's no way he in the corner. You know what I mean? If that's how he wanted it, if that's how it ended up, you know what I mean? I think it just ended up that way. Nobody could have really foreseen him getting in a car wreck, pretty much just taking off like 2.5 years off his career, you know what I mean? Slowed the whole welterweight division down. So I don't think nobody really foreseen that, and everything just fell how they fell. So now he's back in the corner with actually the biggest plate he can eat. You know what I mean? As far as money wise and as far as the competition in this fight, because he never been in a fight that he could lose. And the only reason people really feel like he gonna lose this is because of the car wreck, eye injury, layoffs. You know what I mean? So, and even then, man, I don't know the odds on the fight, but I'm pretty sure Earl not gonna be. he gonna be the favorite.
Oh yeah, he gonna be the favorite. He gonna definitely be the favorite to beat Ugas for sure. He's gonna be the favorite, top to bottom. He probably gonna have he's gonna be the favorite to win that fight.
Hey guys, can I ask you guys a question? I'm back right now. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
So, if Earl gets through Ugas, right? And then he calls out Terrence Crawford. Will there be any type of apology, or maybe not as far as an apology, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I didn't assess the situation correctly. Is there going to be any type of reprimand or what?
No, nah,
No, come on, man. You want
nah,
an
bro.
apology?
Come on, this nigga, nah,
Okay.
bro.
Let's just say he does. Let's just say he does. Just say he does.
See, and that's why I'm saying Earl fans, Earl got to take this fight for his fans, bro. Because if he don't, then what are you going to say?
Me there's no remorse. There's nothing.
But no, it's nothing for nobody to apologize about. We talking about 4 years late. 4 years later, we finally gonna apologize for 4 years later.
But I mean, what about the smear campaigns that's been on Earl Spence? Are we gonna address that?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I don't know. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I just see if is it possible. Maybe I'm wishful thinking though. I know.
Yeah, you wildin'. I ain't gonna lie, you crazy. Nah, bro, it ain't gonna be none of that. Cause man, we just want to see the fight. That's the only reason why it's like that. You know, if it wasn't gonna be like that, then you should have took the Leo Santa Cruz route. You know what I mean? Say nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you could get away with not fighting respectfully. You know what I mean? You could always say, man, I would never, you know, I went out there talking shit. I ain't say this, I ain't say that. You know, as much as people want to talk about, we all know Leo Santa Cruz dug Gary Russell, but when can you ever bring up a clip of him talking crazy about Gary Russell? Mentioning him down there. You know what I mean?
You'll never find it.
Exactly. So, you know, Earl didn't take that route. Earl said he like Nas gonna knock that boy out. Dude, you know, Earl said some funny shit. I laughed at, hey, you know, both of them. It was entertaining. That's what built the fight. The fight was built a long time ago. Only people that's building the fight now is everybody on YouTube. They need to cut us a goddamn check for talking about the fight so much.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it ain't gonna be none of that. Like if Earl fight him, is what we just say, bro. He bagged in the corner. He either gonna do that for pride, money, and you know whatever, or what he gonna do? Not do it and have everybody like you sad than a motherfucker. Probably don't even come on YouTube for about a month. Don't touch no panel. Nothing gonna say nothing in the comment section or nothing. Especially if Earl don't fight him. Come on, bro. We already know. So, and at the end of the day, he really ain't got to say nothing. If Earl don't say nothing, and a week later, I hear the fight made, I'm loving it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't gotta make a fight on YouTube.
Almost. You kind of thought for a half second. If it gets made, shit. Maybe I gotta ask for some forgiveness.
But no, tripping, man.
Nah. If the fight get made like that, that's how it's supposed to happen. That's how I've seen a lot of fights happen. I done seen fights made without people all in there talking, and I'm talking about a month after the fight. You know what I mean? You already know that's how they do it. You know, so at the end of the day, like all this extra stuff that people doing, you know, as far as, and I'm not talking about Earl and Crawford. I'm talking about all the extra stuff people go on. Like, bro, the whole narrative, the only reason why it's like this is because of the Earl fans. and it ain't nowhere around it. They the ones who actually started bringing up narratives about Crawford like he ain't even worthy, like he's nothing. You know what I mean? Talking about his resume. Talking about he don't sell nothing. Like, come on, bro. Them reasons for you. This reasons for him, Earl, even having this little talking points. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, none of that even got nothing to do with if you can beat me in the ring. That's some whole weird shit. You know what I mean? You ain't say nothing about, when I get him in there, because then we want to hear the date. When you gonna get him in there? You know what I mean? It's just all that extra stuff that he used talking in circles, moving the goalposts. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got another question for you. It's gonna make you think. You ready? So what if Earl gets past Ugas and then he calls out Terrence Crawford? What if in this jolly world we live in, this what if world, what if Terrence Crawford's like, I'm not gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight Jamel, or he waited too long for him, because we all know Terrence is the prideful dude and stuff. What if he says that?
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
No. Let's just say it could. He doesn't want to fight him.
If he replace Castano in an undisputed. Now, I'm actually gonna say it don't matter, but in my eyes, to be honest, undisputed is undisputed. Now, when I'm looking at all this shit, bro, it really ain't gonna be no stain on them. I ain't gonna lie. Like shit, it's undisputed. It's undisputed. Hey, and the reason why I say that, because I got Jamel higher than Earl on my pound for pound.
No. But we all know how this fight's been hyped up.
I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? On like, bro.
I'm
a boxing fan. I love boxing more. I love boxing more than I love any one fighter. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie, it's like,
you do, huh? I understand. So when it's Earl talking about to you, not kind of want to fight Crawford and avoiding him, it's okay, not making the fight happen. But when it's switched over and Terrence Crawford has the perfect opportunity to fight Earl Spence in the situation that I put forward, now it's like it's okay, and I turn a blind eye. I won't say anything.
You can't compare 4 years that somebody been waiting for the fight, so all of a sudden he like, well, forget it. Dude won't want to fight me. I'll move up and fight the winner of the Charlo Castano fight. What is Earl Spence's excuse for the past 4 years?
I already told you, brother. The easy route, taking the easy route, and I commend him for it.
So basically, he don't want to get the belt, right? First he went from get Jeff Horn belt first. Then why not knock out Sean Porter when he couldn't even do that? Then it's like, and then his fans will make up excuses for him. His fans be like, well, Earl Spence said he want to clean up his side of the street first. He want to collect all the belts. Well, Earl Spence never said that back then. He said that probably recently because he kept hearing all his damn fans saying that.
But dude, check this out though. Isn't this fight supposed to be so hyped up? And it just shows you the hypocrisy of boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? The hypocrisy. Loyal to the game, boxing talk. What's going on, brother? But it just shows you the hypocrisy. It's like you guys, Terrence Brook Crawford fans, you guys want this fight so bad, and I want to see it too. You're telling me that if Earl, this situation I put forward, if Terrence Crawford decides to go another route, you're telling me that you're gonna forgive him and turn a blind eye and not hold his feet to the fire?
Hey, you want to know why? Because all Bud got to say, if he fight Charlo and win, bring your little ass up to 54 and fight for undisputed. Ooh, and then we got something going crazy. Oh, that's a chess move right there. I ain't gonna lie, that go crazy. That go crazy. In that way, I'm gonna see both fights, because we're gonna see a better Spence who, 54. Hey, bring your ass up here, and then that'll actually, Spence will be cool. He'll be unified at 147. Or he can, probably get a belt. Whoever get that WBO, he gonna fight it. Virgil Ortiz probably look like he next up for it. Probably fight Virgil Ortiz for it. He can go undisputed down there. Or if Crawford was to beat Charlo, come meet me at 54. Because that's what I said. Spence should have been dead. I think Spence should have just unified, went up and told Crawford to come up there.
And you know what? And I can see what you're saying. And I think we will see a better version of Spence at 154. I think it's a closer fight at 147. I still favor Spence, but I think it's a closer fight at 147. So it's at 154. I have no issues with that. But I mean, I have to, again, guys, you're talking about hypocrisy here. That's not right, man. If we're gonna stick to the game plan of Spence and Crawford, let's keep the foot on both guys' necks. Let's not talk about, I understand and I'll turn the blind eye.
Let me ask you this. So what does Bud need to do now? What does Bud need to do?
And let me tell you, Spence has a fight coming up. Wait for that winner of that fight and see what they're talking about. It's less than 2 months away. He fought in November, so it's not too long of a wait. He can wait and just get it cracking.
Hey, Lenore, so you said
to the game
you gotta keep it, you say you gotta keep the foots on both necks. So is your foot on Errol Spence's neck that this fight hasn't happened yet?
My foot's on Errol Spence's neck if he doesn't try to make the fight happen after Ugas. That's my foot's on his neck.
Oh goodness, bro.
Are we gonna stop this foolery? Because I'm hearing a lot of foolery listening to this, man. There's a lot of foolery I'm hearing.
Lord to the gay boxing talk. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. First off, let's get some things straight here. Number one, right?
Go ahead.
If Terrence Crawford fights anyone but Errol Spence, if he moves up to 154, that's a duck. That's a duck. That's a duck. And then to hear this guy say for him to bring his little ass up to 154, Terrence Crawford it's a worse situation to fight Errol Spence at 154. Terrence Crawford's the smaller guy out of both of these guys. So it's the best chance Terrence Crawford has of winning this fight is hoping that Errol Spence has a hard time still making 147 and fighting at 147. 154, he's going to get washed at 154. That's Terrence Crawford. That's if he could even get past the guys who's at 154 who are the chance, because they both could punch, and we know he can't take a punch.
Ooh.
Both of them could punch.
Lower to the game boxing talk.
So let's get everything under control with all this foolery that I'm hearing going on here. Number two, Terrence Crawford just came out and admitted that Errol Spence wants to fight. He said it twice in the same interview. He said it's the business, which was what everyone's been saying, but that because Crawford fans want the fight so bad, they're willing to just make up any type of narrative and put it on Errol Spence. But now that this guy now he's a free agent, he ain't under Bob Arum. Now he could come out and say what the truth is, and then it's like y'all can't accept it. It is what it is at the end of the day. This guy, I'm trying to understand. This guy currently has a lawsuit against his former promoter, stating that he didn't give him the big fights, that is racial bias. Right, this is what he currently has going on right now, but it's Errol Spence's fault though. But he's suing his white promoter and saying that it's his fault that he didn't get the big fights. Which one is it?
Man,
Lower to the game boxing talk. I have a question for you. What do you make of this panel saying that if Errol Spence goes after Crawford after the fight, Crawford fights the other option, if they're okay with it, they'll accept it? What do you make of that?
Because here's what I gotta say to that. It's because with these guys, it's not about right or wrong. It's not about what's right or wrong for these fighters to do. It's about them being right or wrong on a narrative that they have projected for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
See, it's not about what's right.
What projected? What narrative y'all talk about? Y'all lying, bro. Hold on. Let me say this.
Errol Spence fans came out.
Hold on. Have you ever heard of a diplomatic approach, bro? Him being diplomatic.
Okay, CJ. Let
me say this. I ain't gonna be long with you, bro. Have you heard of a diplomatic approach? If he's in negotiation where we know Crawford has nowhere else to go, can we all agree with that? But PBC.
Yep.
All right, he has nowhere else to go, bro. He's being diplomatic. He could be in the negotiation, so he can't really. He can't really step on that man's neck like that. So if he in talks with them, he can't really step on his neck. So do Errol Spence want to fight? Of course he wants to fight. He wants to get money, right? There's no other way he gonna make this type of money but with Canelo Alvarez. So at the same time, bro, you got to look at it as Crawford is being aged out, and that's exactly what they're doing, bro. They just aging the man out. That's what it is. Like then you say he can't take a punch. This is why I actually came on here. You say he can't take a punch, bro. You know how many times can't take a punch is like Khan. You know how many times Pernell Whitaker is considered the greatest puncher, greatest defensive fighter of all time next to Floyd. You know how many times Pernell Whitaker been on the canvas, bro? Being on the canvas don't mean you can't take a punch, bro. Muhammad Ali been on the canvas. That doesn't mean you can't take a punch, bro. Like that's not true. He could take a punch. Now, can he take the 54-pound punches? I don't know. If he fight Charlo, I heavily favor Charlo in that fight. I'm just being real. So, but at the same time, you can't say a dude can't take a punch. That's like Amir Khan being on the canvas, staying on the canvas. It's a lot of great ones. Felix Trinidad stayed on the canvas in the first 4, 5, 6 rounds of a fight. Didn't mean Felix Trinidad had a bad chin. Like, he don't have a bad chin, bro. It's just to the point where some guys don't have a poker face. Like Danny Garcia get hit really, really good, bro. You know, you can't tell. Crawford don't have the best poker face. And neither one of them fought really, really great punchers, neither. Like, name the best puncher Errol Spence fought. Can't name it. Best puncher Terrence Crawford fight. Maybe British Prescott, maybe Jeff Horn. Like, neither one of them fought no punchers. Like, not a Madonna, not a Matisse, not a guy like that. So at the same time, like, we all know that the ball is in Spence's court. Spence said he want to clean up his side street. Like Leonard said, we only can wait till after the fight. We only can wait on Errol Spence. Can Ugas win this fight? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Will he win this fight? Absolutely not. He won't win this fight. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, we only can wait and see. But what makes this whole situation bad is that we not getting the premier fights outside of the situation. If you was getting Tank fighting the guys you want to see Tank fight like Lomachenko, if you was getting Devin, want to see the guys fight like you want to see with Devin, if you was getting other great fights like Wilder fighting Usyk and Usyk fighting Fury, we wouldn't even be talking about this every day.
Right.
We won't. If these dudes actually fought each other, bro, we'd be talking about something completely else. We talk about Tank and Devin fighting, Shakur and Lomachenko fight. Like, bro, this is pretty much the trend in boxing, bro. It's building up one big fight, you know, for a long time. We deserve at least 3 of these a year.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with the last part of what you said at all. What I'm stating is that most of these people on this panel, and even you, because I've watched your channel periodically, even you have had the narrative that Errol Spence has been ducking butt.
It is not a narrative; it's the truth.
Well, explain to me.
It's the truth.
So why? All right, so CJ, explain to me why he's suing his promoter for not getting him the big fights.
Bro, at the end of the day, he's suing him. He's suing for breach of contract. Read it, bro.
No, he's suing for
no,
he's
not.
I understand what he's suing for. You don't got to educate me.
Okay, then he's suing for breach of contract. That's
right. He's suing for breach of contract because they were supposed to try to get him the Errol Spence fight for
no, that's not what it was, bro. No, the breach of contract. The breach of contract is that he, like, the year he fought Khan, that fight was actually made the previous year. So they did not give him the fight in 2019. That's what the breach of contract is.
Right, and then he was supposed to fight Errol Spence next, and then they replaced him with Mean Machine, and then they told him they'd give him $900,000 if Errol Spence was physically able to box, and they didn't get him to fight next, then he was supposed to get $900,000. That's the breach of contract he's suing for.
And then also, basically, it's something like defamation of character in there.
Well, it's racial bias. But my thing is this.
Let me say this real quick. I don't mean to overtalk you. Like he's still not getting a fight. As we know right now, with our prior knowledge, bro, he's still not getting a fight.
But whose fault is that?
Whoever fought it, I don't know. He has to.
It's Bud fault. First of all, it's Bud fault. He ain't getting a fight.
Come on,
it's
dog.
Let me say this. Canelo Alvarez was with Golden Boy previously. He went through a lawsuit with Golden Boy in the zone. He got out of it. He was free of those guys. We all know that Golden Boy and PBC didn't do business since what happened with Al signing all those fighters when Floyd was over there, and Canelo was the only one who stayed. They didn't really fuck with each other. And then after the Manny Pacquiao fight, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, jumped into the lawsuit with Bob Arum against Al Heyman. So that business relationship was dead. As soon as Canelo got free from that, he went over to the PBC and made an undisputed fight with Caleb Plant.
Question, bro. Like, dog, that's different. That's Canelo, bro.
How's it different? If you know Al Heyman is not going to do business with you unless you go over there to do business with him.
You're in the dark, bro. Like the reason that Canelo can do them fights because the investors get a money for the Canelo fight. They invest into it because they know they're gonna get a return. That's why Floyd got to keep coming back fighting clown shows. When Canelo come, they give the money for Canelo because they know they're gonna get a return on the fight.
So what you're telling me, the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, which is currently right now, which is Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, there's not gonna be no investors.
At the end of the day, look, can I ask you a question? What Tim Smith say?
Oh, Tim Smith said. No, listen. I'm gonna tell you what Tim Smith said. Tim Smith said that the offer that they would give Terrence Crawford would be insulting, and they would give him
You
that
heard what you
offer. That's
wanted
what he
here.
said.
You heard what
And
you
he
heard
said
there. No,
he
he
would
said
give that he would be giving him that offer. They would give him that offer based on his numbers because that's the only thing they give
Okay.
offers
Look. Did you
from.
hear what he said? He said, "I'm not in those negotiations." That's the first thing he said. I'm not in those negotiations. That's the first thing he said. But that the numbers, like what numbers did Caleb Plant do to get $10 million?
Well, Canelo's the one.
That's what I'm trying to say. Canelo's
Right.
the one. The investors will get the money for Canelo because they know they get a return. Look at Keith Thurman's guarantee that he got, and guess what? Keith Thurman didn't even get the guarantee probably because it didn't break even. Do you know how pay-per-views work, bro?
Of course.
Tell me how they work, then.
Well, I mean, it depends on.
It don't depend on nothing.
Hold on a second. It depends on. First of all, pay-per-views work differently depending on who you're signed to and how your shit is set up. Number one, so it all depends on your contract.
It doesn't depend on that. It depends. Like the technical part depend on that. What it depends on is if you on the zone or you on ESPN Plus, you pocket the money. The money is split up 45, 10, 45, 45. That's how it's split up. It's split up 10 to the network, which is if Keith Thurman fought, that's Fox. It's split up 45 go to the cable networks, which is Charter One, DirecTV, whoever covers the network. The other 45 goes to the fighter. Now, if they don't break even, the guarantees may or may not be met. He went from 30 to 39,000, so they don't spend all that money. When you talk about numbers, for a fact, the Spence numbers they put out there is not real, other than the Mikey Garcia numbers. They're not real, bro. So at the end of the day, is he doing still more than Terrence Crawford? Absolutely, he doing more than Terrence Crawford. I can't dispute that, right? Did he deserve to get more money? That's up to them, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, he's a tremendous fighter, Earl Spence. But at the same time, it's a fact, bro. If you talk to people at PBC, man, they say, man, they don't want the fight. They don't want the fight. At the end of the day, I can't say nothing else than that. You talk to people at Top Rank, you know what they say. You talk to people at the WBO, Chico, WC, and all them, you know what they say. It is what it is. If he won't be the first or the last not to fight somebody, Crawford's career is more dependent on fighting Errol Spence than Errol Spence's career is dependent on Crawford. Because Errol Spence gonna move up. He gonna fight Tim Tszyu. He gonna fight Lubin or Fondora. He gonna make his career based off of that, bro. So Crawford's at the end of the line. I see what they doing. And somebody said I end up on this going up to 54. Hold on, going up to 54 for him. Like I said, the glove ounces get two ounces bigger. The fighters get bigger, they rangier. He have a problem there, but I also think Earl Spencer have a problem up there too, bro. Like versus Tony Harrisons and the Fondoras and the Daniel Gallimores and Charles Conwell's a good fighter. So it's a really, really dangerous division. But like I said before, if I'm smart, if I'm Spence, I drag on the 54 and drain them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I said. I mean, I appreciate y'all, bro. Appreciate you, Bushido, dude.
So CJ, can I ask you a question?
Shout out,
Go ahead. Yeah, I have a couple questions.
So if Terrence Crawford's career is more dependent on fighting Earl Spence than vice versa, then why maybe not you in particular, but why are some of the Terrence Bud Crawford fans okay with him spewing out Jermell Charlo's name when he should be on Earl Spence's neck? And why is he coming out saying, "Oh, he wants to fight"?
It's frustration. It's frustration. And we got to know what else move can he make, bro? Josh Taylor just said F him. So I mean, obviously the Top Rank fight that's gone. So I mean, yeah, if he fight Jermell Charlo, it's a good fight, but it's the same situation.
That's dangerous, though. That's dangerous.
But that's what boxers do. That's what boxers do. Carlos Castanos might even be more dangerous because you gotta keep Castanos off of you. Charlo will be on you, but then he'll reset. Castanos stay on you. Castanos may be a more dangerous fight, bro. I mean, Tim Tszyu dangerous.
If I'm Crawford, just look, man. Just tell him to wait for the Earl Spencer Ugas winner.
He is. But then again,
that's what he's doing.
If you negotiate and you don't like the numbers, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I mean, he can retire enough to be a Hall of Famer right now. That's definitely true. And then you think about why not Danny Garcia fighting? You know what I'm saying? Kind of stay busy. He called out the Khan and Brook winner. I mean, he called out the Khan and Brook winner before they fought last year. He can fight him, but like I said before, Angel want this Terrence Crawford fight more than Danny Garcia wanted. I mean, he don't have no options. He fight Jermell Charlo, he beat Charlo, man. That's a lot of respect for me, but that's a lot of discipline.
Mm-hmm. It's Charlo a lot of discipline. It's a lot of chain. It's a lot of size disadvantage right there.
Yeah, but the thing about Charlo too, he not taking the punches as well no more neither. If you really pay attention to Charlo, he outstanding his welcome too.
Yeah, he been at that weight for a while.
Yeah, he outstanding. He getting ready to move up too. He outstanding his welcome. You know, but that's a big dude, bro. Them Charlo dudes, bro. I wouldn't fight them in real life. I shoot them niggas. I'm gonna tell you right now. I won't square up with them. I ain't even squaring up with them, bro. They say, hey, you shoot that nigga from YouTube? Nah, bro. We gotta shoot them big ass niggas, man. It's a picture if you can find it with Jamal and Deontay Wilder, bro. He just as wild as Wilder, bro. Jamal.
There's a picture out there with Jamal, and Spence, and Spence is looking kind of small compared to them.
And they father, if you find the interviews, his father got an interview. He was a boxer. They got a father that he did some interviews early on. Yeah, if you put their daddy name and you find his daddy name and put him in YouTube, it'll come up. Yeah, he did some interviews. His dad was a professional fighter.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got another brother too. Like a lot of people didn't know Terrence Crawford daddy come to all the fights and shit. He come to all of them.
Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah, well, what about Amir Khan last night, boy?
Hey, it's over, dog.
Yeah, Amir, man. Somebody got put in
Did
the
y'all
blender.
expect anything
done.
different?
He's done.
Did y'all expect anything different though? Like seriously?
No, I picked Brook, bro. Tim Bradley kept saying Brook got knocked out by a jab. That wasn't no jab Crawford hit him with. That was like a short hook.
Yeah, it was a juke or something.
Yeah, juke, whatever they call it. He hit that they with a hook.
Yeah, Crawford stepped into that. He put some juice on that motherfucker. He stepped into it. It was like a hook.
He ran into the damn shot.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
Man.
That's what hurt him. He ran into the shot. Is what hurt Brook.
Exactly.
He should go ahead and fight Thurman next. I would be mad at that.
When Kell Brook ran into it, he ran away from it.
His body reacted and ran away from
that
it.
nigga flew across the ring. Nah,
that was
he reacted from that punch.
The funny thing about it is that he said Kell Brook got stopped by a jab, but when Kell Brook hit Amir Khan with the jab, Amir Khan was on wobbly legs.
Oh yeah, because he hit him with the. I was like, ooh.
Remember
he was
getting
on
around
wobbly
6?
legs for the first round.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He hit Kell Brook with a good uppercut too.
Yeah, but the way I knew Kell Brook was going to beat him is just Kell Brook has really good footwork, like offensively, like the way he walked him down, the way he got his distance. But Amir Khan just depended on the fast hands, and his defense ain't that great. So I mean, it was
just kind of flaring punches, bro. It was looking terrible, bro.
That's what happened. That's what happened when your legs gone, bro. Like he still had hand speed though, for sure.
But that's it.
That's it, bro. And we hit him with that first jab before he hit the 2. It was over with, bro. I knew Kell Brook was gonna win. I didn't know he was gonna win like that.
Yeah. Brook looking strong, man. He got some fights left in him.
Yeah.
Hey, Kell Brook versus Danny Garcia. That's looking like a good fight right now.
Kell Brook versus Keith Thurman, I think would be the best.
No, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
Either or. Kell Brook got some fights left. Long as he just leave that dude, Jerron Ennis alone.
Yeah,
Ramon.
Right. Yeah, chill with that boot shit. We like
Kell
Brook
he was
just got his
out
confidence back. Don't put him in there with those boots.
Brook
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Long as you leave him alone.
Oh,
leave him alone. Or Virgil.
Leave
I
him
like
alone.
Virgil too. I met Virgil at the Hard Rock. Virgil cool too, but he ain't got no defense, bro. Dog, he ain't got no. If Virgil gets some defense, bro, he'll be okay. Because nobody.
My thing with Boots. Boots got a blind spot though. He kind of.
Oh yeah. You punch with Boots. You got to punch with him, bro. He got that Erickson Lubin type of blind spot. You got to punch with him. But the thing about Virgil Ortiz, everybody was talking about how Sean Porter has said Boots is overrated, but they had after that they had went in on Virgil Ortiz, and right before that said he ain't got no defense. They said he could block punches with his face. Yo, everybody focused on that part about Boots, but they went in on Virgil Ortiz. It was like right after that. It was before that because then Rhapsody came on. Shout out to her. He said that boy blocked punches with his face. Dog, go back and watch the interview, bro. They said that man blocked punches with his face. He got zero defense. He dope. Good fighter though.
Yeah, he a good fighter. Good strong fighter, kind of big. You know what I'm saying? He big as hell for 147. Virgil Ortiz. Him and Boots. Boots big as hell.
Man, if you know some of the people Boots beat up in the gym, bro.
Hey, I love Boots, but I heard he got beat bad by Gary Antoine Russell Jr.
Oh no, that's the amateur. Yeah, the amateurs they split the Gary Anton Russell. It wasn't bad. You can watch this on YouTube. Yeah. But he beat Boots beat him. So Gary Anton Russell had to go through like several single eliminations, and he beat him 2 times down the stretch to get him. So it was like so he lost to him, and then he had single eliminations or something like that, and he beat him 2 times. So yeah, Boots should have went, but Gary Anton Russell came back and beat him twice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, him, Richardson, Hitchison, all fought these. I think Hitchison got Gary Anton Russell, whatever a WO is. But he beat Richardson Hitchison a couple times too. That's another dude that's really good that Floyd holding back.
Well, I mean, I love Gary Anton Russell because he fights like he got to pay rent, man. He got that old school throwback. He fight like he got to pay his phone
For
bill.
real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed Devin Haney say he want to go up to 140, and he keep talking about Gary Russell Jr., the older one, but he ain't responding to Gary Anton Russell.
Nah, he didn't.
Yeah, 'cause he could get that smoke immediately. He move up to 140.
Yeah, he fighting Victor Postal next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a stoppage.
I don't know, man. Nobody stopped Victor Postal. He be giving he really gave Josh Taylor some work. Josh Taylor, he beat him though. Josh Taylor won, but it was close, bro. And then he beat Jose Ramirez. I mean, he knocked out Victor Postal, bro. Yeah, I mean, he gonna have a tough time. He said a walkover. So yeah, that mean he got beat the bits. But yeah, he beat up Victor Postal and stopped him, bro. Like, dude, 140. I mean, Devin Haney might want to like avoid 140 for a second, bro. Ain't nothing but killers there.
But shit, I think he having a hard time at 135, man. I think he ain't got too many more fights there, in my opinion.
If you pull up the ranking on there, you got Sabril Matisse. You got I think he got some underrated defense, even though he was getting touched up because he should have been knocked out. You got the dude who beat up on Barrios, but Barrios got a gift. Brock Rod, whatever. You got Jose Pedraza. You got Roberts Jr. got shot. Montana Love, Brandon Lee, Sandor Martin beat up on Mike. That division is tough. Regis Progress, Jose Cepeda, Teofimo Lopez. I mean,
Yeah, Progress got a fight coming up too.
Yeah, and overseas. So do Rigondeaux. He ain't already fought. Rigondeaux, Clarissa Shields, Progress, all of them been exiled to overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Crawford gonna have to go to overseas and get his bag.
Yep, he had to go overseas, man. You see how live that Khan Brook fight was?
Yeah,
He gonna get his bag next fight. Him and Spence gonna fight next, man.
I hope so because Spence got 3 mandatories coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that Bud Crawford fight gonna happen next if he was to beat Ugas.
Well, you can always petition for undisputed. Everybody say unification, Trump mandatory. You got to petition. So once you petition, like if you petition to be ranked inside the top 15, top 10, it's all a petition. So if they grant your petition, which you know what a petition is, come with a little brown paper bag with a petition, they can make it happen.
Right.
Yeah, you talk about those just dirty backroom deals.
That's all. That's all. Some of the sanctions body. I'm not gonna say that we be crooks. The one, we be crooks. That's all it is. If you read their laws, everything is predicated on that, on money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when dude said he was representing Crawford at that meeting.
Chico. That's Chico.
Yeah. He addressed Sulaiman. That's why Sulaiman said get the promoter. Because the promoter the one who had the brown bag. He said he's the only person that got a pure pit bull.
Who?
Chico from the I think he's WBC, one of them.
Yeah, the Chico pit bull dude.
Yeah, he said, that's him. He said, he's the only one that got the only pure pit bulls. I said, man, I heard that shit my whole. I mean, I don't know. I need to see DNA tests.
Yeah,
I need to see DNA tests.
Pitbull Lopez.
Yeah, he said he got the only purebred pit bulls. I was like, I need to go down there and see that.
Hey, you know something? Now you talk about Teofimo Lopez. I would love to see him fight Gary Antoine Russell. I feel that'd be a good one. A good test for Gary Antoine too.
Body bag.
Yeah, it's a body bag, bro.
Body bag. What's the kid that's fighting on the Errol Spence undercard that knocked him out? Reyes, Venezuela. He knocked Teofimo Lopez out in sparring. He on the Errol Spence card.
First round.
Yeah. Heard about that.
First round.
You don't think Teo's gonna be more healthy at the weight?
He will. I heard he going to Eddie.
You think that's a good mix for him?
Yeah, Eddie can show his dad some stuff. Yeah, I think Eddie, because there was a rumor Andy Ruiz left. I asked about that. I ain't got a response yet. Eddie Ruiz, I heard he left too.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think I heard about that shit too. That Andy Ruiz left.
Yeah, so I don't
know. My thing is
that's the business.
I don't know if Eddie coaching is gonna work for Teofimo style because it ain't work for Andy Ruiz. Remember Andy Ruiz? He got dropped twice. Goddamn, in his last fight. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Areola hit that dude. Areola got a raw deal there. He should at least deserve a draw. Areola hit him right on the temple.
Y'all hit that like button for your boy.
Yeah, he hit that nigga right on the temple. That was a good shot. Most people would have got knocked out from that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Eddie could be shuffling stuff up, but T.O., that's a heavyweight. T.O., I don't know. I think it worked for T.O. T.O. is a pocket fighter. He a pocket counter puncher fighter. He likes to sit in the pocket and counter punch.
Yeah.
So he gonna have some problems at this way too, because Zepeda might put his lights out. Zepeda can crack.
Yeah, he can. Zepeda definitely can crack.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, bro, he could be going to Eddie. His father can learn a few things, bro. They just winging it, bro.
Yeah.
I remember I ran into Sugar Hill at the corned beef joint. He was telling me that Tyson Fury really never had a real coach before him. And I'm paraphrase, he said pretty much they was winging it. I'm paraphrase. He said pretty much they was winging it, bro. So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Sugar Hill definitely elevated Tyson Fury's game a lot, like a lot.
He a good dude.
He did.
That was
Nice.
probably the best matchup they could have given Tyson Fury, especially with his size.
And that's so crazy because now when Fury can punch now, it's like that boy can punch.
He's stationary.
Yeah,
he becoming
puts
more
all his
stationary.
weight behind his punches now.
Yeah, he's stationary. So now, yeah, he talked to him. He told me like a couple years ago after he beat Wilder the second time. I was like, I ain't one of them glove niggas. Yeah, I was like, man, he said ain't nobody beating him. I have met him before and stuff, bro. He good dude, but like I said before, up and down the scale, boxing got the participants to for it to be great.
Yeah, they do. They do.
But the issue to me with the whole boxing situation is just the way it's set up from a business perspective. Like, honestly, like if we were to get the fights that we're supposed to get, it needs to be just like one corporation organization running boxing like the UFC. Because it's just too many, too many moving parts.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. In order, the government's going to have to step in.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a business and call themselves a promo company and say, "Hey, I'm the up and coming thing," and get fighters.
And also too, most of the sanction belt bodies outside the IBF is outside the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they get away with a lot of different legal technicalities and stuff. But they need like Teddy Atlas said, they need what he say, a federation or whatever, a board.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a government type of thing going on,
like the BBFC. They do.
Yeah, I can't wait for that new boxing game, bro. Drizzy. Yeah,
it's about time, man.
The
EA say they working on one now after this next UFC.
The EA say that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that boxing game from EA?
No,
it's
ESBC.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Only reason they talk about doing one is because ESBC did one.
Yeah, they trying to copy off them.
Yeah,
up with them and shit.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason they doing that joint, bro. But
they've been talking about this for like a whole year now, right?
Well, it take time to license the fighter. That's why what you said about UFC, where it's a one umbrella. Dana White own all the rights to the fighters, so it's one place stop. So EA go to UFC. I don't have to go over to Floyd Mayweather, then Danny Jacobs, then Triple G to get licensed. I go right to Dana White and license all his fighters and put them in the game like that.
Yep. But this is what they doing with this boxing game. They going to these fighters and getting their license to have them. So,
and then you know how much money that is. You got to fly them over there, and you got to take their time and all that crap, bro. That's why UFC don't want to do it. We need Don King back. That's what we need. Don, what you doing?
Mm-hmm.
These niggas need to get robbed again.
Don on his Twilight tour.
Yeah, his daughter supposed to be about to take over too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don Queen.
Yeah, we need Don. We need the man. Don King used to make fights. Him and Bob Arum used to lip box and still make fights.
Yep.
Hey, Don King a crook though. Don King a crook, and his daughter gonna be a manipulator.
Oh man, bro, that's what boxing is. All these dudes is crook. What's the dude over there that's running boxing?
Yeah,
he in the Irish mob.
Oh yeah, you talking about?
You talking about
MTK Global?
Yeah,
Canahan or whatever.
There's a rumor that he the one that's putting the Crawford fight together with Spence.
Oh yeah,
that was a rumor I heard. I don't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked because I feel like that's why Crawford's been overseas so much.
Your boy went over there too.
Who?
Around Halloween. Our favorite fighter. Earl Spence went over there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was over there.
Oh shit.
Well, I guess if that's the case, then the fight's gonna be made.
He said, "Look
Hey,
here,
you know
Spence."
what's so crazy too?
He said, "Look here, Spence, man. I've been working with Crawford for many years. I hate to f you up, son. Make sure you fight him." He said, "Man, Al said I can't." He said, "Don't worry about Al. I'll take care of Al."
I bet you wish it went down like that.
Well, I did. Leon Muhammad was telling people where to find Al on Sunday on Fred channel. He said he'd take his mama to church on Sunday and told Tank and his boys to beat him up in front of his mama at church. Fred gonna get put in the trash can, bro. Fred gonna get put in the trash can, bro.
Fred is a funny dude, man. This dude used to support the mess out of Al.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they removed his credentials and he got a vendetta against Al.
You wanna know the funny thing about credentials, bro? You don't even need them, bro. That's the funny thing about it. You get better interviews at the hotel, bro. Like you see these fighters literally walking at the hotel. You see them at the crap machines, the slot machines. You see these cats, bro. You don't even need credentials, bro. And then you can ask them anything you want to ask them without being in the setting, bro. Like if you go, like you say, I'm going to a fight. Don't worry about the credentials. Like if they fighting at the MGM Green, just go to the MGM. AB got him kicked out of the hotel in LA. I forget the name of it for shooting dice. What's the name of that hotel he got them kicked out of? I forget what it was. It's like it's an upper echelon hotel. They got a few of them around America. But yeah, you just go to the spot. You don't need no credentials, bro, at all.
You just go up to the spot and just be like, yeah,
just hang out there. You see, man, my boy seen French Montana one time at the MGM Grand. They just walk around there. Like, if you want to go cover a fight, man, you don't need no credentials, bro. You can buy your own ticket, bro, and y'all can do it even without a platform.
Yep, just buy a ticket.
Yeah, I got Kenny Bayless, Josh Taylor talked to us. I talked to Josh Taylor whole team. True School Sports got Virgil Ortiz. Him and Virgil Ortiz's brother was arguing over the Ramirez and Taylor fight.
That dude True School Sports, bro. He be everywhere.
Oh yeah, he be back and forth with Vegas, Miami, and stuff. Yeah, I linked up with him in Vegas. Yep. They be everywhere. You see French Montana. I don't know if y'all watch McGraw Ave, that Detroit show. All of them was walking together on the Vegas Strip and shit. My man's caught up with them. Yeah, them niggas be walking out like regular people, bro. The cab driver showed us what Tupac got shot at.
Yeah. I seen Adrian Broner walking down one time. Holler at him. He pretty cool dude.
Yeah, they let you in the fights too. If it don't fill up, bro, they just let people in for the main event sometimes. Hell yeah, bro. Like, man, y'all don't need no man. Y'all get y'all numbers up just by going to like little rinky-dink fights, going to the hotel. If you can't find out the hotel, I'll find out for you.
Hey, CJ.
Yo.
Who's this?
Who that?
You know the guy you be making on your channel.
Oh, you talking about Saggy Face? Saggy Falcon, man. He be lying, bro. That nigga be lying. He be lying, bro.
What do you have against the brother? The brother ain't one thing about him. I give him. He never talks crap about nobody.
He got no choice. He got no choice. He got water put on him. Remember the security guard put the water on him and his son? Squirted the water in their face and he ain't do nothing but cry to Eddie Hearn. He got no other choice. He got no
Who
other
you talking
choice,
about?
bro. Baby mama boy, the one that got gorilla checked in front of his house. I never delete that video. I don't care if I don't do YouTube no more.
That's so messed up, though, man.
I'm gonna always keep that video. I don't even know what made me record that shit. I just recorded it, bro, and I just had it in my cloud.
Oh, you talking about the clip you stole?
Yeah, I don't have no problem with him. It's just like when people always come back, the fans or the subs create problems. They come tell you like, oh yeah, he did this, he said this. They do that. Other than that, I wouldn't know what the nigga said. I had no issue with him. But you ain't gonna be just stealing niggas' content and then telling lies and shit. I gotta answer you. Like he said, Keith Thurman wanted the bigger gloves. Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes zero sense.
Yeah, like that makes zero sense, bro. Like, what Keith want the bigger gloves, bro? That nigga be lying, though. It ain't about how good you is on YouTube, bro. It ain't.
Yeah, it's like clickbaiting and
Yeah, I see a lot of crazy clickbait.
Yeah, I should have started.
It look like CeeLo Green over here.
You mean like the title of this stream? The Spence really want to fight.
No. Hey, it's a question. It's a question. Ain't like he lied. It's a question. It's a question. Let me get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, bro. But I want to hop on the show you love, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate
Loyal Bold.
All right, CJ.
Appreciate you, CJ.
Salute, man.
CJ Goodfella Sports TV. But yeah, man. Spence, the thing is, we just gotta wait to see what Spence decides to do next. You know what I'm saying? We gotta wait to Ugas.
Mark my words. I'm telling you what's getting ready to happen. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
What's about to happen?
Spence about to go in there and fucking steamroll Ugas. He gonna go steamroll. But just remember. Listen, Bashir, listen to me. Remember, I said it here first. He's going to steamroll. He's going to steamroll Ugas. He's going to get steamrolled. And it's perfect. It's perfect. Bushido, leave that picture right there. This is the Earl Spence before training camps that we used to see going into the Brook fights, see going into the Ocampo fights. This is how he looked before he even went into camp.
I can attest to that because I remember that was an Earl Spence.
I ain't gonna lie, he looked good right here. He looked strong. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Cause I remember that's what made me become a supporter of his. Because I had never seen just the way he would move. It was incredible. But ever since he lost his strength and conditioning coach and had these injuries, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't been still been looking dominant, but not quite as good.
Well, it was a matter of losing his way for a little while. You know, like I have a picture that I shared.
Spence is hungry again. You say Spence is hungry?
Yeah. I think he reassessed stuff. Look, people go through things in their life. You know, people go through things. Could have been the first time he started getting that amount of money. Sometimes, you know, some people can't handle it as well as others can. It's just real.
Hey, I'm glad y'all saying this is the Earl Spence that happened. So if he loses to Ugas, I don't want to hear no damn excuses whatsoever.
Right.
Man.
And then when he bulldozes Ugas, which he will, because Ugas has 12 knockouts. He don't have shit to keep Earl Spence off of him. He don't. And he has no bicycle
either. I mean, a lot of people didn't have nothing to keep. I mean, I don't see him running through Ugas, bro. Ugas ain't taking.
You gonna see it. It's going. I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be like too. It's gonna be similar to what you saw happen to Lamont Peterson.
But that's you know what's so crazy? That's the best version of Earl Spence to me. I think that was his best performance. People say, Mikey, you know, I think that one. When you look at his body shape, his reflexes, bro. You put that Earl Spence against Sugar Ray Leonard. You put that Earl Spence against Floyd Mayweather. You put that Earl Spence against anybody. You know what I'm saying? I favor him.
Do you remember? Do you remember in the Lamont Peterson fight where they were going through exchanges and Lamont Peterson caught him clean and he smiled at him and he just stayed on him and walked him down? Ugas has 12 knockouts. Earl Spence has a chin. He has 12 knockouts. Ugas landed all them pretty fancy right hands on Manny Pacquiao, a smaller dude.
He fucked Manny up, bro.
Yeah, but Manny, you gotta think he did. But Manny always had issue with really good boxers. I mean, this is a fact.
True.
Right? Really technical boxers. And then Ugas, once Ugas got his range and understood his range, he beat Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he outboxed him. But Manny Pacquiao and Earl Spence, two different type of fighters.
Man, Earl Spence
is going to be in because Ugas likes to exchange on the inside. That's main part of his game. He don't have no bicycle like that, and he gonna get exposed and beat up. Watch and see.
But that's one thing about Ugas too. Ugas can't fight on the back foot. I've never seen him fight on the back foot.
Earl Spence can't fight on the back foot.
Was he not fighting against him? No. Yes, he was. Against Mikey Garcia. Yes, he was.
He wasn't fighting on the back foot against Sean Porter.
Yeah, against Mikey Garcia.
Porter backing that dude up.
Mikey Garcia, he was back on back foot.
And again, and this is why I have to break that picture is so important, right? Because against Mikey Garcia and against Sean Porter, this is the time where the BPC, the Blood Protection Committee, started calling Earl Spence a drunk, right? So let's not act like the Earl Spence y'all saw during that time wasn't partying, wasn't drinking, wasn't doing fat camp. So if you guys are gonna go if you guys are gonna go and sit around and try to judge his fights, or if those last 2 fights, y'all gonna be into a real rude awakening for this fight. Watch and see.
Yes, and remember, he didn't have the strength and conditioning coach that fight either.
Watch and see.
I'm just waiting for the excuses to come out when Ugas beat Earl Spence.
He is going to pummel.
Man, y'all gonna talk about that accident that happened 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna talk about that detached retina.
All right.
If Ugas beat the mess out of Earl Spence, y'all gonna have all the excuses.
Hey, look at Bashir in the background. Look at Bashir in the background.
And you know what's gonna happen when Earl Spence pummels Ugas? You're gonna do exactly what you're doing now. You're gonna move the goalpost to the next fighter and say the next fighter is gonna beat Earl Spence like you probably did for the last 5 fights.
Nah. See, unlike Earl Spence fans, I don't move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done put so many goalposts in front of Bud. Talk about, he need to fight Brook first. He need to fight Sean Porter first. He need to go. People saying he need to go fight Boots before he fight Earl Spence. Even though
I don't believe
the
that.
past 4 years,
their time is now.
This is the biggest fight.
But it's crazy that you guys talk not you in particular, but just how these guys talk about, oh, he's not that good and all that. He's basic. But then why is every video I see Earl Spence headlining? It's Earl Spence. I get it. So the new formula for channels is say Earl Spence is not a good fighter. Say he's ducking Terrence Crawford, and you get views. You get views. That's the formula. Make a stream of Earl Spence name in. Make a stream. Say he's ducking Terrence Crawford. You get views. You gonna build a channel like that.
Yeah, and it's okay. No, but it's okay because that's why people like me exist. So I can bring law and order back to this madness.
I will never forget. And I'm just gonna name drop. I remember the IBFP. I remember when he used to hate Earl Spence.
Yeah.
And his channel was built off the back. I remember it was during the time of Mikey Garcia and Earl Spence. He was picking Mikey to win. It was built off the back of hate on Earl Spence Jr. But guess what now, though? Now he's on his side because he sees.
Yep.
I remember that. I'll never forget that. CJ Goodfellas, no disrespect to him. Brother just left. I told him it was partly due to that as well. So there has been channels like that. I'm just saying.
But listen, it's okay. It's okay. Y'all gonna be into a rude awakening, and I'm gonna tell you right now. If Earl Spence do what I expect him to do to Ugas, your boy Bud Crawford in big fucking trouble. Big trouble. No. Big trouble. Because I'm gonna keep it 100 on y'all. Terrence. First of all, Terrence Crawford. I can't really understand how you could go along with what he's doing if you real. Now I could understand if you say I could understand if you say Terrence Crawford is a great fighter and Terrence Crawford gonna beat Earl Spence ass whatever they fight. So that I could understand. So I can respect that 1,000%, right? But what I can't understand is how you guys switch narratives every time he switches his narrative. One moment Earl Spence is ducking, the next moment he's not ducking. One moment Earl Spence stopped the fight, the next moment his promoter stopped the fight.
Ducking, bro. I think Spence is still ducking. I think the whole shit. I think Bud capping.
So
dramatic.
So what you say? So basically, this video you playing right here that was like done in, I think it was December, 10 weeks ago. December 6th is what it says, 2021. He went from saying Earl is hiding, right, to now saying Earl Spence wants to fight and he wants to fight, and I've called him, but black people don't stick together as a race, and that's why the fight ain't happening. Man, how could you respect some shit like that? I can respect him as a fighter, but these moves right here that he's done to get views, to be relevant with Earl Spence, because let's keep it honest with Terrence Crawford. He's a great fighter. He's definitely one of the best. If he's not number one, he's number two, or however you want to put it, actively right now. But when Terrence Crawford won undisputed, they gave Lomachenko fighter of the year. He ain't never had no big buzz until he was attached to Earl Spence. Let's just keep it 100.
Woo!
Let's just keep it 100.
Man,
right?
Man, listen.
Let's just keep it 100.
Earl Spence ain't had no good, you know what I'm saying, reviews until he was attached to Floyd Mayweather. When y'all came up with that story,
that's true. Hey,
all of a sudden, Floyd Mayweather, he beat Floyd Mayweather and knocked him out of his arm.
What you're saying, and that's what it is.
And that's why Earl Spence got that buzz. Other than that,
yeah, but guess what? That buzz happened for him when he was 4-0 as a fighter. So that's early on in his career.
But I'm saying,
you know
that's the only buzz. That's the only buzz he got. That's the only buzz he got.
No, it wasn't, because on top of that, when he was fighting and when he was focused, the man had 11 straight knockouts. And when his level of competition went up, when he went from being like a prospect to a contender, and then like his first fight was with Algieri, who just fought Pacquiao and Khan, and they didn't stop him, and he ran through him that way, he started getting his respect from stuff like that. And then when he fought after the Olympics men's basketball game,
this is what we're going to Algieri.
Well, I mean, we could bring up we could say Ndongo. I mean, we can play that game if you like.
But you saying Algieri, like,
I mean, for undisputed, so we can play that game if you like.
But at least, but how many belts has Algieri won?
Who cares? It ain't about that. I said he went from becoming I said he went from becoming a prospect to a contender. So he stepped up in competition, and they started to measure him. He was young in his career when this stuff happened. And that's what they do that with every fighter. That's how it works in boxing.
Spence ain't that much. He ain't that big like they say, bro.
I mean, what's the difference? Okay, so you tell me what's the difference with so tell me what's the difference with Jerome Boots and what Jerome Boots Ennis is doing to the competition, and where he's at in his career to where Spence was at when he did that to Algieri and Bundu. They're in the same place.
Man, you talking about Bundu? Come on, man. Who was Bundu? Bundu was I'm
gonna explain. No, I'm gonna listen. You know, I'm glad you said that, because see, I'm gonna deal with facts. I'm going to explain who Bundu is. Bundu is the only guy who stepped up in the IBF, because that was for the IBF title eliminator. Abel Sanchez fighter was ranked 1. Constantine Ponomarev and someone else. Both of those guys jumped out of the rankings because they didn't want to fight Earl Spence. They had to go, I think, 2 or 3 more people. Bundu was the only person who had the heart to take the fight, and that's a fact.
Well, I'm glad you said Bundu had the only heart to take the fight. So when is Spence gonna have the heart to take the fight with Terrence Crawford?
He already said. Listen. I get where you at. I get where you at. See, because when you put your faith behind a fighter who flip-flops every full moon on their position, and then there's another fighter who says exactly what it is, but you don't agree with how he's going about it, but he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do, then it is what it is. Spence said that he's going to get the belts from his side, which anyone would do in his position. Anyone. And it's the same thing that Top Rank would have done if they had 3 of the 4 belts at 147. They would have made all their money in-house first, and then they would have negotiated for a big fight. And that's what's happening. Whether y'all like it or not.
Earl Spence didn't say that from the beginning. Earl Spence said, get that Jeff Horn belt first, then we can make it happen. He ain't said nothing about other side of the street.
No. Again, here we go with the false narrative. That's what the problem is.
He didn't say nothing about the sides of the street when they met up.
First of all, that's false.
Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that. Let me take the floor this real quick. See, this is the thing. People bring up that fact about the Jeff Horn thing. For Earl Spence to even consider fighting you, you have to get a belt.
That's what's gonna happen.
Why would he fight Terrence Crawford without a belt?
Why did he fight Mikey Garcia without a belt?
He didn't say I'll fight you right then and there. He was saying get a belt.
Why did he fight Mikey Garcia without a belt?
Oh, that's.
Why did he fight Danny Garcia without a belt? Why did he fight Lamont Peterson? I mean, we could do this all day.
That's very simple. Well, let's go down the list, because Lamont Peterson was the first person after was his first title defense. Well, I remember during that press conference, Lamont Peterson and Barry Hunter, his coach, stated that the only reason Lamont was there is because Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia wanted no parts of Earl Spence, and he was the only person who stood up like a man was Lamont.
Exactly.
So Terrence Crawford wanted a part of Earl Spence.
He ain't want no part of him back then. Stop the cap, bro.
Come on,
But
man.
Because if he wanted
I'm gonna tell you how that's cap. I'm gonna tell you how that's cap.
If Terrence Crawford wanted to smoke, he would have took the IBF route moving up.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I read it all too. Terrence Crawford, wait till he get a belt. Yeah, he ain't did nothing in the welterweight today. When he get a belt, get a belt. You want to go over there? Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody, but I got a belt now." So okay. Sean Porter got a belt too. Also,
there you go.
Got a belt.
Right.
There you go.
So why am I going to the bro? He's not Sean Porter out. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
But what did you think of Terrence showing up ringside? Do you think that helps build some buzz to make it a big fight?
No. I mean, he got to live up to his words. If he say he's not worried about me,
exactly.
I don't know why he doing what he was doing.
He was the first one to say that. Remember
I wouldn't go to none of his fights. So
he called.
Terrence
So
Crawford,
this
like
is
I
the
said.
response. See how y'all trying to pervert it? This was the response. Hold on. This was the response to Terrence Crawford going to Miss Boxing Baby and saying 60-40 my way or his little ass career. I don't need him. He need. Hold on. He said I could go to the Hall of Fame right now. I don't need him. He need me. So Earl, like, shit, nigga. If I make you stand on your word, if you don't need me, what you doing showing up to my fight?
You see how they paint this narrative, Royal?
It doesn't even matter
the context
Earl
of the situation,
Spence, right? When they met, Earl Spence said Sean Porter got a belt too.
Well,
so he don't want to fight Terrence Crawford.
But wouldn't that make sense though? I mean, this looks like the first time these guys are even communicating. So Errol Spence was an active boxer, so I'm pretty sure they were negotiating with people that they negotiate with, like Sean Porter, like Danny Garcia, like the people that he would be doing his business with. And what y'all always leave out in this interview is that there was a guy who asked Bob Arum about 7-8 times when we gonna get these two guys in the ring from Spence's camp, and he never answered. And the first time he answered, he said some bullshit like we're all friends and brothers and boxers are fraternity, some bullshit like that. So I mean, y'all could go with the narrative, but listen, after the fight happened.
Oh goodness!
After he run through Ugas and the fight happened, just keep it 100. Errol Spence would have done exactly what he said, which was
4 years later. Y'all want us to keep it 100. Come on, 4 years later, now y'all want us to keep it 100. 4 years ago, Spence fans didn't even want to keep it 100. He been ducking Terrence Crawford.
No, he has not.
Man,
we keep
Terrence Crawford. This is so asinine. Terrence Crawford came into the division in 2018. Errol Spence won his belt in the UK in 2017, I think in May against Kell Brook. He fought Lamont Peterson in January. Terrence Crawford came at 147 in 2018. We all seen on ESPN when they were introducing him into the weight class, they was asking him specifically by name about Errol Spence. He said Keith Thurman.
And please, if Terrence Crawford really wanted to smoke moving up, he should have just took the IBF route after becoming undisputed petition.
I remember all the guys at the PBC in the welterweight division had no problem. Seemed like they was trying to race each other to go fight Jeff Horn, who wasn't on the PBC. The minute Terrence Crawford got that belt, these dudes made up sides of the streets, specifically Errol Spence.
Because boxing is a business. You do understand that, right? Boxing is
it's a business. It's a business when it comes to Terrence Crawford, but it's not a business all around.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because when Tim Bradley was ordered by the WBC to fight Errol Spence, and he was asked about it in recent days, he admitted it was a side of the street before Errol Spence even had a belt. He said, since when do we do business with Al Heyman people in PBC? So, I mean, y'all could create the narratives, but they're all moot.
So if we saying that, so Errol Spence going to co-sign that narrative?
What do you mean co-signing? He's in
because
business. He signed a contract with Al Heyman and the PBC. Al Heyman and the PBC got a huge budget from Fox and a budget from Showtime, and it's his job to go in there and fulfill the requirements for the people that he signed to. So it's about what the networks want. Number one, it's their money. Number one. So when he got up on the stage, when he was on the stage and he was saucy. I'm talking about Errol Spence after the Porter and Danny Garcia fight, and he got on stage and did that press conference a little saucy. He said, "I fight for Fox and Showtime. I don't Fox for ESPN. I don't fight for ESPN." So y'all making it
But
seem
he was
like
on ESPN First Take though.
right, but
For
that's
promotion?
a show. Right, for promotion, that's
show,
a show.
not for making
That's
a
a
deal.
show. Right,
Not
that's
for making a
promoting
deal.
his fight.
Look. Hold on, because I'm just joining the panel. Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up with your family?
What's up, Bleak?
Hey, shout out to Bushido for dropping the link. But Lenore, you on her doing it again, bro. You
Here
doing
we
it
go. I got another hater. Huh? Go ahead, bro. I got another hater. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got another hater. I
Ain't
want to hear
nobody
this one.
hating
Go
on
ahead.
you.
Go ahead,
You just delusional, man. First,
all right. Go ahead.
when he's saying he want to move up, he want to fight Keith Thurman, he want to fight Errol Spence. Cool. He gets to the division. What happens? He says, "Well, if Jeff Horn got the belt right now at this point with Pacquiao, he say line up the fight. Now, Bud whoops. Oh well, he got a belt. They want to go over there. They want to do whatever. Now walk down all the excuses. Let's walk down all the excuses.
Yeah,
Not
you know
an
what?
excuse, brother.
I'm glad. See, I'm glad you said that, Bleak. I'm glad you said that because see, with me, you got to come to me with facts, not narratives. And what you just did there again is it's a narrative.
We
right?
got the videos to prove all this.
Videos to prove
Yes,
it,
but
yeah.
what you guys are doing, you guys are taking out the context to it. You guys are just saying taking statement. You are taking out the context.
Man,
of the situation.
listen. When they linked up at the Mo Hooker fight, he called it. He said Al Heyman had a plan for him all the way through and didn't mention Terrence Crawford. Now, Lenore, you talking about? He said he want to fight him last. Come on, make it make sense, bro.
Yeah, I can send you the video, brother. I can send you the video if you want to see it.
Yeah, but again, why wouldn't he though?
But that ain't what he said at first. What he said at first was get a belt.
Yes, get a belt.
Get a belt.
Now, what he said no, because I deal with this on my show all the time. So we're gonna deal with facts. First off, when he said get a belt, it was in an interview when he was asked about Terrence Crawford coming into the weight class, and he said if Terrence Crawford
he was on First Take saying once he whooped Jeff Horn, he said he need to worry about Jeff Horn. He said he need to worry about Jeff Horn while he was on ESPN.
He did say. Yeah,
he need to worry about Jeff Horn, and after he win that fight, we can line the fight up. Then they met up. After they met up, he said, "Okay, I got a belt now. You said get a belt now. Why you want to go anywhere else?" Oh well, Sean Porter got a belt, and then he walked down. He said he gonna fight Pacquiao. Blah. And he said, "Okay, you said I get a belt. Now you talking about I want to take the easier road. Now then y'all want to come with." Bud said he wasn't ducking the fight, and we saying something else now. So we deciphering what he said. Well, why do y'all try to decipher? He said the easier road. Why y'all deciphering that? Easier road mean he said he was gonna knock Sean Porter out, and he couldn't do that. He couldn't do it.
Wait a minute. First off, I'm the person who showed that had Bomac state that they was gonna take the easy road. And when Bomac,
what does that mean?
Hold on a second. When Bomac said it, here's the difference.
You trying to paint the narrative. You trying to paint the narrative. If he said he went to, come on.
I was still speaking.
Earl wasn't gonna fight him. He was gonna have to be a mandatory to fight. He was gonna have to be a mandatory to fight.
Let me finish my sentence and then
no, I'm not gonna let you finish. He was gonna. You said he was gonna take an easier route to go up to be a mandatory.
How about that?
When Spence said get a belt first.
How about that? I'm gonna keep talking while you talking too. I mean,
it don't matter. It don't matter. But you said Earl told him to get a belt.
Listen,
Earl told him to get a belt.
15 times.
You want him to go through being a mandatory to get a belt when he wasn't gonna fight him anyway? You already know he just ducked over the. He just ducked Ugas when it came to the IBF anyway.
Bro, you're killing my brain cells, bro. Half the stuff you make no sense. Half the stuff you
said makes no sense. He ducked Ugas and fought Ocampo for the IBF. Come on now, tell the truth now.
This is very simple.
Man, stop playing with me. Y'all some frauds, bro. Y'all some straight frauds.
This is very simple.
Get off that man nuts, man. Get off that man nuts.
It seems like you want someone nuts. You know what I'm saying? Because you just keep talking emotionally, and you can't have a conversation.
Y'all on here spewing lies. Y'all on here spewing lies.
We want to see the fight.
We want to see the fight. Earl Spence
Right.
fans don't want to see the
No,
fight.
you don't, because the person
Earl
who
Spence
runs this,
fans don't
no,
want to
you
see the
don't,
fight.
because the person who runs
Because
this
y'all
channel
would
is
have made
picking
him.
Ugas to
Y'all would
beat
have made
Earl
him
Spence.
stand up to his
So how
words
could
and say,
y'all want to
get it
see
when
the
he
fight?
said, get a belt. Y'all would have stood up to the man and
The
said, hey,
person
you
who
said
runs
get
this
a belt.
channel
It's time to
says
fight.
Ugas is going to beat Earl Spence. So how do you want to see the fight if that happens? Okay, then. So
I'm saying
moving on.
loyal to the game, man.
You still ain't proving no point, bro. You still not proving no point, bro.
As I was saying before, this is very simple. When Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, anytime they were going to fight in a professional boxing ring, it was going to be a pay-per-view fight, without a doubt. It was going to be a pay-per-view fight. And what made it even worse was that both of these guys were under contract through promotion companies or management companies who have financial obligations to opposing networks who finance the fights.
Hey, loyal to the game.
Fox
Hey,
and
loyal to the game.
ESPN.
Check this out. So if we're gonna use this promotional narrative, then how did Errol Spence and Kell Brook fight? They under two different promotions.
It's called being a mandatory, right? It was his IBF.
But I'm saying it's two different promotions, right?
But it's an IBF mandatory. It's the same way that Sean Porter and Bud fought when the sanctioning bodies mandated and ordered it, and they went into purse bid.
No,
and
honestly, they didn't mandate that fight. They told
did.
Kell Brook, no, listen. They told Kell Brook after that Triple G fight, he could take some time off and take a tune-up because he came off that loss. But Kell Brook instead said, "Nah, I'm going to fight Earl Spence." That's basically how it went down. Why can't Earl Spence?
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. Kell Brook was
not accurate.
It's not accurate. Kell Brook was Earl Spence's mandatory, and what he did instead of
how was
the
Kell
IBF
Brook Earl Spence mandatory?
The IBF we all know is the most strict sanctioning body when it comes to.
So why Earl ain't fight Ugas? Why he fought Ocampo?
I'm still responding to Bo. Can I respond to him? Thank you.
Why he fight Ocampo?
So the IBF.
Why he ain't fight Ugas?
The IBF is the most. They're the ones who hold your feet to the fire when it comes to mandatories.
He ain't doing that with no mandatory. It's just Ocampo. Stop.
Okay, so when Errol Spence beat Bundu, he became the mandatory for Kell Brook. Kell Brook at that point in time went and fought Triple G after his fight was already mandated with Errol Spence. He went and did the money grab with Triple G. So once he lost, the IBF told Kell Brook, like, either you're going to fight your mandatory next since you're our champion, or you have to vacate. And Kell Brook, all he did was he asked for multiple medical extensions. That's all he did. He asked for multiple medical extensions.
So why did the IBF let him fight Ocampo versus fighting Ugas when Ugas was number one?
Oh,
come on.
I'll explain that to you.
I don't want to explain it. Tell me what happened.
Well, when you tell somebody something, you explain it, don't you? Or you want me to just yell?
Get to it, bro. Because you dance.
I'll explain that to you. As we seen just now with the WBA and the whole mandatory situation that was going on with Ugas and Stanionis, if you have a promotional company who has multiple fighters who are in that sanctioning body, all you got to do is show up with a brown bag, and that's what they did with Ugas and Spence. PBC showed up with the brown bag because they had a plan for Ugas to do what he was going to do, and they had a plan for Spence.
The IBF, so technically the IBF is not the most strict thing. Could you say that then?
But Errol Spence. Listen, Errol Spence.
You can't be contradictory.
Yeah, hold on a second. Errol Spence had already did his mandatory obligations like a couple fights ago. He could have done other fights.
Hold on.
I was at the Ocampo fight, and I was back. I was actually.
And when was the Ocampo fight? When was the Ocampo fight?
I was at the Ocampo fight. And I
was the Ocampo fight, and who did he fight after Ocampo?
Listen, the plan was after the Ocampo fight. See, because the day before the weigh-in, I was at R&R Boxing Club.
Man, we ain't talking about what you was doing. We talking about what happened, bro.
I'm explaining it to you, so if you have a little bit of patience, I'll explain it to you. This is exactly why y'all think the way y'all think, because y'all talk when y'all listen. Right? That's why y'all just emotionally just start yelling and screaming because y'all don't listen to stuff.
Somebody might keep echoing.
Yeah, Bo, I was in R&R Boxing Club for Earl Spence's last workout before his weigh-in. This is back when I used to fuck with IOTBA. IOTBA got me in the gym. After he was done working out, IOTBA walked up to Errol Spence and said, "Yo, you got to call Terrence Crawford out after this fight." Errol Spence said to him, "I ain't gonna do that because that's gonna be fake. He's not in the plans. They've already promised me. This is now before Ocampo. They've already promised me Danny Garcia, the winner of Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, and that fight wasn't even announced yet. I heard that come straight out his mouth. They had a plan for that man for
Hey, Lloyd, here's the thing I got from you. Right after, because Ugas was Errol Spence mandatory, and they selected Ocampo. But right after that fight, right, because Ugas was on that undercard, right? Ugas was on that undercard.
Yeah,
they
he
asked Errol Spence after the fight, "Hey, are you going to fight your Dennis Ugas?" The first thing Errol Spence said, "Nah, I want to fight Jose Cito Lopez because Ugas is not a name." Even though Ugas was his mandatory.
No,
He said he didn't want to fight Ugas back then.
That's not what he said.
It's published in the
Bro,
article.
how you know everything that was said, bro?
Bro,
How
I
you
was
know everything that was
said, because back then when I used to fuck with IOTB, I was really in a circle. So I'm not saying I know everything, but I followed a lot of stuff. Just like I spoke to Derek this weekend, and I know training camp just started on Monday. So there are things that I just know. You know,
but I'm saying this is published in an article, Lloyd, to the game. This is published in an article. He said he didn't want to fight Ugas back then because Ugas wasn't a name, and he wanted to fight Jose Cito Lopez. This is before he landed the Mikey Garcia fight. He didn't want to pass Ugas back then, and Ugas was his mandatory.
Right. So and that's it.
Hey, and then on top of that, hey, look at this point. Look at this point. Watch this. We ain't heard nothing about no purse splits, no nothing when it came to Ugas. Nothing at all. You heard me? No, ain't nobody bringing up Ugas numbers that was horrible with yeah. None of that. So what's the excuse for that?
Okay, so what's the excuse for what?
And he paid step aside money. I
have a question.
When Bud was free.
Bleak, I got a question for you.
Bud was free.
Bleak.
But he paid step aside money.
Listen, Bleak, I got a question for you. Right?
No, don't ask me no questions. Answer my questions, bro.
If you asking me questions, I can't ask you a question. So can you explain to me or let me know when you heard about purse splits and negotiations and stuff for any PBC fight? Or did the fight just get announced?
When it comes time to talk about Bud, they talk about purse splits. Fans talk about purse splits. They talk about pay-per-view numbers and all of that.
The fans do that, Bleak.
Come on, man.
Bleak. The fans do that. Not when people don't even know
what you mean. What do you mean? Earl was doing it. Every interview.
Every interview when? The only interview that he brought that up was the one where he said after he fought Mikey and Terrence Crawford fought Khan, and they looked at both of their numbers, he said, I think he should get 60-40, but I'll let Al Heyman knows what I'm worth, and he said Top Rank knows what he works, and those guys have to get together. That's what he said.
But you know,
he had multiple interviews after that, bro. He had multiple interviews after that talking about the purse split. Oh, he got to take 80-20, right? 70-30, whatever we give him. He got to take a back seat because we the big dog over here. And all, come on, man.
And here's my thing, right? Why is he talking purse splits about Terrence Crawford, but then he gives a 50-50 with Sean Porter?
He didn't do a 50-50 with Sean Porter.
It is a 50-50. It's published. This is 50-50.
Pull it up.
I'm not controlling the stream, but it is.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can pull it up. They didn't do 50-50. Sean Porter, they just said couldn't sell out a family dinner when he fought out Ugas. Right? That's how negotiations work. It wasn't.
You heard what you said. You just said he can't sell out a family dinner.
Sean Porter got a 50-50.
Come on, man. We talking about selling. Ain't nobody no pay-per-view star if you want to be technical other than Canelo. So why you trying to pull this big dog? I'm the big fish. I did when we already know they falsifying Earl numbers, bro.
Okay.
Only numbers that was probably accurate. Only numbers that was accurate was the Mikey Garcia numbers.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
Why is all his numbers going down to everybody else?
Bleak, let me ask you a question, right? Floyd Mayweather.
No. I heard you asked enough questions. Let's go back to what Earl said. Earl said he was gonna knock Tom Porter out. Why he didn't do that?
Floyd Mayweather is the number one pay-per-view fighter in the history of the sport. What was Floyd Mayweather's first pay-per-view numbers against Ortega?
Man, you want to go back through the history and try to check people's history.
Well, I mean, that's how you get to the present. The history has to happen before you get here. You had to do something yesterday to be here today. That's the problem. Y'all make up a new narrative as the day go on.
You talking about Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. You going way back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we
you talking about 4 years ago with them. So we got to go back. Which one is it?
But this fight hasn't happened.
Do you believe that Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing right now?
Absolutely.
Okay, then. So it ain't nothing else to sell. It ain't about no numbers. It ain't about none of that. Because it's the biggest fight. Let's make it happen. It's a whole bunch of excuses. Y'all don't want to see the fight. Y'all sure that y'all do, and y'all feel like he ain't got enough skill to whoop Bud. That's all it is, and y'all come up with a whole bunch of excuses, pushing all these narratives. That's all it is, bro.
So again, what it was is that until very recently, Terrence Crawford did business with a person that sued Al Heyman for $100 million, right? He did business. He was doing business with a person why during all these negotiations you talk about as of recently was in arbitration with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to honor a rematch clause, right? So explain to me when this magical moment in time was there where the fight was just gonna be made while Terrence Crawford was over there with Top Rank. Explain it to me.
Well, he won. That's the biggest fight in boxing. So No.
Explain that. When was the time that they could actually make the fight could actually be made?
They could have made the fight anytime, but Spence ain't want the fight, and then then PBC already had this situation. We ain't gonna deal with Al. Well, we ain't gonna deal with Bob situation.
Call Al.
And not to mention,
but on top of that, but you say call Al, but you your own boss, so you can make the fight. Make the fight. You talking about Bob didn't want the fight. Bob didn't want the fight. Everybody knew this was the biggest fight in boxing. Everybody knew it was the biggest fight in boxing. Everybody knew it was the biggest fight in boxing. Why wouldn't Bob want to make that fight? They didn't want to make the fight because they didn't want Bob to get no money. That's pretty much what you're saying. That's what was said.
Look,
Canelo Alvarez is his own boss.
We all know that in the business of boxing, before Al Heyman showed up, that for centuries, as long as it's been going on, people have been doing in-house fights. And they maximize and maximize.
Hold on. Let me read the super chat real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
J-Rod for the super chat. He says, I don't want to hear nothing about no numbers when Heyman and PBC are being sued for scalping their own tickets. Did you know that? Those pay-per-view numbers can't be trusted. Wow. That's what J-Rod had to say. Thank you for the $10.
Thanks for the super chat.
F the PBC. Fuck the PBC. They're giving us Lewis or Martin. They're giving us Charles Martin and Lewis Ortiz to watch on pay-per-view.
Hey, hold on. He says, let be adults and listen to each other. When we can't keep defending Spence, everything will be concrete after the Ugas fight. Let's hope for the call out. Facts, bro.
I can respect that.
But it's more y'all defending Crawford.
But back to what I mean, the pay-per-view numbers, man. I mean, really, they can't be trusted. I don't trust them pay-per-view numbers. They didn't even come out with Keith Thurman numbers. So I mean,
yes, they did. They said he did 39K.
Yeah,
that still has nothing to do with the Spence Crawford fight.
Bushido.
Hey, Rel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to this narrative that Spence been ducking him for 4 years. All right. First of all, Crawford was never going to get that fight on his time. Never.
You said what? Say it again. Say what?
Crawford was never going to get that fight on his time.
Right.
Because for 7 years, every PBC welterweight was blocked from them rankings. So all of a sudden, because Crawford is a champ now, all that shit supposed to be forgotten. Just like all y'all had a problem when PBC did that banner, right? Let me finish, my man. All y'all Crawford fans had a problem when PBC did that banner and they excluded Crawford. I understood that, but at the same time, how we gonna recognize your champ when you're not even letting none of our fighters even be ranked? And we've been here for 4 or 5 years before dude even got to
None of those guys is inactive.
Wait, what ranking you talking about?
What ranking?
I'm talking about the WBO ranking. No PBC fighter
Nobody
has
wants
ever ranked for that belt. Excuse me. Can I finish?
Wants the WB
May
Nobel.
I finish? May I finish?
Go ahead.
No PBC fighter was ever ranked from that belt from the time Manny had it until 2020 of July. Porter, Ugas, Danny, all of them was in the division way before Crawford got there. They never even made the top 10. But now that Crawford's there, all this shit supposed to be forgotten. He supposed to get an automatic shot. How?
Because
All right,
he's
so let me
unified
ask you this,
champion.
man. Let me ask you this: are you comparing somebody being ranked in the WBO to PBC leaving out an actual major champion on the TV? Like,
yeah,
that's exactly
listen,
what he's doing.
If none of our fighters can be ranked for your belt, why would we recognize your champ?
The same reason y'all needed to be undisputed.
Man, look, Spence want to be undisputed. Prior to that, no PBC fighter, hold up, no PBC fighter even thought about the WBO belt because it was never something they could obtain.
I mean, if you want to be technical, PBC really just came out for real. If you want to go back to facts.
Right, 2015. And from 2015 until 2020, none of them were ever ranked. And the only time they got ranked is when Bob named Ugas, Porter, and Thurman as potential opponents for Crawford. Period.
But Bob is not the president of the WBO.
Man, listen, if you look at the 154 division, it's the same thing. No PBC fighter gets ranked. That's why Mikey moved up.
The PBC is a PBC guy with the champion belt at 154.
That's why Mikey moved up in Fort Spence. Because he wasn't
you said at 154. You said at 154 is the same thing, but Castano, who is with the PBC, has the belt.
He got it because of a mandatory. He got it because of a mandatory. Only reason.
So he was ranked in.
Hold up. And he got it because he's Spanish. And he got it because he's Spanish. Only reason he was in the rankings.
Man, come on,
man. We going there.
But
now.
I mean, if you want to say this, think about the WBA and all and the WBC when it comes to the PBC. Come on now.
What about it?
Come on, the facts speak for themselves.
What about it?
Look at it.
You can't think of another time in history where PBC had 5 of the top 7 welterweights. And none of them are
PBC don't even have a long history.
Right.
And I'm talking about from the time Crawford got there until now. You had Ugas, Danny, Porter, Thurman, and Spence, and Crawford as the top welterweights. But none of them were ever ranked for that belt.
Look, bro, I ain't trying to take that from you, but you really still don't prove no point. You know why? Because Earl said he wanted to be undisputed, so that means he had to go get the WBO belt.
Yeah.
But
I'm talking about
you got to recognize the champion. You got to recognize another champion. He a champion, regardless of what you want to say, bro. He a champion, and you need that belt to be undisputed.
But I'm confused. Y'all act like Errol Spence is in charge of the marketing, like it was him who said don't put, Terrence Crawford there. That's an issue. Like I said before, that PBC and Top Rank have had for years, and like for some reason that just doesn't register. Like. So Errol Spence made a call to the network and said, "Hey, don't put Terrence Crawford up there because I'm scared of him. I don't want to fight him." That's what he did. Those guys don't get along. This Al Heyman got. I'm trying to understand. Half y'all niggas is ready to kill somebody if y'all don't get $20. If y'all loan someone $20 and don't get it back,
why the facts not happening. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm just saying.
You know that's not true. You know Bud fought PBC fighters before though, right?
Listen, Bud fought 2 PBC fighters after.
Okay, so what's the problem?
I'm still trying to finish my sentence.
What's the problem now?
I'm trying to explain it to you. Right? Bud fought 2 PBC fighters right after the lawsuit between Al Heyman and Bob Arum. They had an undisclosed settlement. They settled out of that $100 million. There was a settlement directly, and you can go look it up. Directly after that happened, Bud Crawford fought 2 low-ranked PBC fighters.
Felix Diaz and John
Felix Diaz and a punching bag. A punching bag who got outboxed by Adrian Broner.
Hey, I tell you what,
He's an ex-Olympian. He's an ex-Olympian. What are you talking about?
Listen, he wasn't a top prospect for
He
the
was an
PBC. They didn't have no.
ex-Olympian.
They didn't have no big plans for him. You could be an ex. I mean, Gamboa's an ex-Olympian. What that mean?
Gamboa's got a good resume. Gamboa's
Yeah,
four
I'm not
champion.
saying he don't have a good resume, but the PBC have him in his zone right now where he's just taking beatings from up and coming prospects. They didn't have nothing for Felix Diaz. They didn't care about Felix Diaz was not a revenue maker for them. They threw Felix Diaz over there.
Do you work for the PBC, sir?
No, I have common sense. It's easy when you don't just become
So what's the common
emotional.
sense? So what is the common sense from Terence Crawford and Errol Spence not fighting? That's what I want to know.
Again, very simple. I'm explaining to you.
Can I answer that?
Hold on. Are you answering? He asked me a question. Let me just answer it. Let me answer the question real quick. Let me answer the question. Can I answer the question real quick, please?
Terence Bud Crawford.
Okay, I'm going to answer the question. Terence Crawford came into 100 welterweight in 2018, and he fought Jeff Horn and became the champion. At this particular time during boxing, Top Rank lost their contract with HBO because HBO retired from the sport of boxing. Top Rank was scrambling to find a financer, and they found ESPN. Right? They have to go to ESPN, the number one sports network in the world, and negotiate a deal. ESPN didn't just give them money, and part of him getting that money for Terence Crawford and that high guarantee was he pitched to them that they were going to make an Earl Spence and Terence Crawford fight. That's what was done at that particular time. PBC got their contract with Fox and Showtime, and Eddie Hearn had just came out with DAZN. And all of these people were going and grabbing as many fighters as they could and signing them so they could make their own shows for their own networks for the people, the billionaires who gave them the budget for that year.
So
what Bud said in the interview was right. What Bud said in the interview was right.
Sir.
It's the handlers.
Yes,
it's the handlers. And then even in that other interview when he said he never mentioned Terence Crawford's name, they didn't have no plans on fighting him.
No, they didn't.
Okay then. So
they didn't have no plans.
Duck
but
move.
Listen, no.
Duck
they
move.
didn't have no. Listen, from a business aspect, they
No,
didn't have
duck move.
No, they didn't have any. First of all, would you do business with someone right away who just sued you for $100
I ain't
million?
talking about. I'm talking about boxing. I'm talking about.
I am talking about boxing. This is what
I used to be a boxer.
You're talking
I
about
want to fight the best out there. I want to fight the best out there. Put your skills against mine and let's go.
Bro, if you
it's a gladiator sport, bro.
We don't care about
if
your
you
money.
have two, if you have two cartels, drug cartels in Mexico who have beef, they're not gonna do business with each other.
Man, look,
Right
man.
away.
And yes, they would. Yes, they would.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
those are financiers. The reason I'm saying cartels is because that's how networks are. Networks are the billionaires. They have all the money. They give the money or the product to a middleman, which is the promoters, for them to flip it and bring it back to them with more money.
Okay, now I feel you, bro. But I want to talk about boxing real quick. Check this
All right,
out.
let's talk boxing.
You can't tell me.
Whoa. Let me read the super chat. J-Rod, he says nobody wanted the WBO belt when Bud got it. Remember when Horn had it, Spence wanted the Horn fight. Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Because listen. Because Horn had a 2-fight deal with Top Rank. That's it.
But that doesn't have anything to do with Spence wanting to fight Horn, though, right? Spence wanted to fight Horn.
The only thing Spence said at the time was when Jeff Horn won, he tweeted
Said he was food.
That's all he said. He didn't say Al, give me the fight. He said food.
Excuse me, sir. How did Errol get that torn retina?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You close to the cap.
I heard it was
Hey, Rel, let me say one thing, right? When Crawford came to the division, Bob said only person worth fighting for Crawford was Spence, even though Porter and Thurman had belts. So you saying the other champs in the division,
man, they didn't want to fight Crawford anyway. None of them dudes wanted to fight Crawford. That just make it. They all made excuses. Keith said the same thing. Keith said that's why Terence Crawford said Keith want to go over there, and you want to go over there.
Who did they offer a fight to? Since he been welterweight from PBC,
right. They offer a fight to all of them.
No, they didn't.
Eddie Garcia is the only one.
Hold on, you said no?
No, they offered Danny a fight.
He's the only one.
Thurman said that Bob Aaron tried to lowball him. Sean Porter,
but he just fought for $750 guaranteed. He just fought for 750 guaranteed. Come on, what? Why everybody need the most money to fight Bud?
Why?
Because
Sean Porter got his biggest payday fighting Bud.
No, he did not. He got his biggest payday fighting Crawford and Spence.
No, he did.
No, he did.
He got his biggest payday fighting Bud Crawford.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
He got his biggest payday fighting Bud Crawford.
Then on top of that, Danny Garcia turned down a $5 million fight.
No, he turned down a $3 million fight. Tell the truth.
Man, the thing
It
is,
don't matter.
$3 million.
All
And Bob sent the paperwork to Bob couldn't even get in contact with Al. He sent the paperwork to Angel.
No,
And then they
that's not
sent
true.
the paperwork to Al.
Todd DeBuff called Angel 2 weeks before the grandiose fight was announced. After the grandiose fight was over,
this, man. All I know is this. All of these dudes want a stimulus check when it comes to fighting Bud Crawford.
Big deal.
You know what I'm saying? Like they want a retirement check when it comes to fighting Bud Crawford. But you know, they fight each other for pennies and shit.
And Sean Porter made $2 million when he fought Errol Spence, and when he fought Terence Bud Crawford, he made double that. So what the hell?
Yeah, so did Manny Pacquiao.
Where did you get that information from?
Manny Pacquiao purse was $2 million too, but at the end, he walked away with 20.
Where did you get information from, sir?
This is public knowledge. This is you can just go on Google and pull that up.
Hey, why did Sean Porter say he done made his most money fighting Terence Crawford?
No, he did not.
Yeah, explain to me.
He didn't say that.
He never said that.
Guaranteed purse.
Oh my god, man! I swear, man. Y'all Spence fans, bro. Y'all.
Spence,
They don't want the fight.
Niggas playing right now.
They delusional, bro. They don't want the fight.
Here we go with the narrative. So I clearly said that he's going to
what narrative? You can clearly see that.
I clearly said he's going to run through Ugas,
he doesn't live
and
the
then he's
correct
going
life.
to fight. He's going to fight Bud next.
He doesn't
and then
live
you
the
say, I
correct
don't want
life.
to fight.
He doesn't live the correct life.
If he don't, if he don't call out Bud after the Ugas fight, assuming he wins.
Oh, I'm on his head.
He can call him out all he wants. That fight's not
He
going to happen.
He should have been called the man out. The man been calling them big fishes.
I get it, Bleak. You used to a person contradicting themselves. Errol Spence said after he cleaned up his side of the street, he never said that at first though. He never said that at first though.
You don't hear Hagler. You don't hear Hagler Hearns and that say that.
He never said that at first. Y'all making that up.
You don't hear Wilfred
See,
Benitez
this
saying
is the
that
thing,
stuff.
right? Listen.
You don't hear the real great saying that.
Y'all think that Spence is really running that shit and controlling it.
You want to fight me?
According to Earl Spence, he said he was his own boss. So if he's his own boss,
he's not his own boss. He has to make phone calls to Al Heyman. He is not his own boss. Canelo Alvarez doesn't have to phone anybody.
He's the one making all the calls.
And then he said, then Bud just got through saying they don't want him to come over there and take the belts and skate off. Because that's all he gonna do.
So excuse me, sir.
Because all you gotta do is beat Spence and that's it.
Are you putting Errol Spence in the Hall of Fame if he doesn't fight Terence Crawford? Are you putting Errol Spence in the Hall of Fame?
His career ain't over yet.
Yeah, I can't answer that question until I gotta
who's
see
he
how his
fighting?
career ends.
Who's he fighting if he doesn't fight Terence Crawford to put him in the Hall of Fame? Who? Can you explain to me, please, sir?
I mean, I could reverse that. Who's Terence Crawford fighting to put him in the Hall of Fame?
He's a unified champion at 140.
Yeah, but that's so that's my point. That's my point. You're making it. Listen, that's my point. You're using it. You just
for a lot better people.
Right, I hear that. I'm not negating that, but my point to the brother. My point to the. I'm just responding to the brother at the bottom here. You saying for Errol Spence, if he don't fight somebody, how does he get to the Hall of Fame? When I ask you the same question about Terence Crawford, then you say it's about his accolades and what he did. That's the same exact reason. That's the same exact reason I said I don't know yet, because I have to wait to see what Errol Spence's career looks like. There's no way. You have to.
Well, he already been there 10 years.
Yeah, he's been there his whole career.
But Errol Spence has also started boxing 4 years after Terence Crawford as a pro. So that's a long time to gather more belts. So that's why I can't answer that yet. That's a long time.
Y'all move the goalpost so much.
We give Errol Spence that 4 years. What the hell do you think Errol Spence is going to be doing when he's 36, sir?
When he's what?
I don't know.
When he's 36 years old,
we have
Errol Spence is going to be fighting the top level competition.
We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. I don't have a crystal
I'm not
ball.
rolling my
Neither
dice
do
and
you.
gambling that. I'm not rolling my dice and gambling.
It ain't nowhere else for Earl to go. There's nowhere else for Earl to go. He gotta fight Bud, and if he don't fight Bud and he move up, it's definitely a duck move.
Okay, so if they offer Crawford the contract and he say no, who's that on?
Right.
What contract? What offer?
We're asking the same question you're asking. We're not saying that he offered him one before. You said if Earl doesn't call him out, then what? So we're asking you, if they offer to Crawford a contract and he don't offer it, then what?
Errol Spence is not fighting Terence Bud Crawford next, and he knows this.
Oh,
Their team knows this.
No, you can't answer questions.
Stanionis and Butiev, they're the next in line.
You can't answer questions, so you're going to make up a narrative with no facts.
There's no narrative.
Because everything you just said didn't happen yet. It's your opinion. He hasn't said he's fighting Stanionis, but he hasn't said the fight hasn't even happened with Ugas. So how could you say what he's doing after it? You're making up. This is what Bud fans do. Y'all just make up narratives.
I'm not a Bud fan. Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Lloyd. So here's my thing, Lloyd. So this is like what you saying about Bud fans. This is the pot calling the kettle black, because all Errol Spence fans been doing ever since Terence Crawford came in at 147 has been creating narratives about why they can't make the fight happen. The fact of the matter is, your boy Errol Spence moved the goalposts along with his fans the whole time Terence Crawford been at 147.
The goalpost was never moved.
The goalpost. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, Kwame. Let me get him, Kwame. Let me get him. First of all,
super chat real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
J-Rod says, so you admit Spence is ducking Bud, saying that he's going to clean up your side of the street, and it's taking 4 years to do it. It's a clear duck.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that question. All right.
That wasn't no
question.
question.
First of all, from 17 to 19, Thurman held up 2 belts. All right. After Spence got the belt from Porter, he had an accident. That was a year off. Then he had the eye injury. That's a year off. So in the 13 years y'all talking about that he's been at welterweight, it's 4 years that nothing could be done.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look, he ain't even start off. He didn't even start off at welterweight. He was at junior. He was at super welterweight, and then he came.
I'm talking about from the time he got the belt.
Excuse me, sir.
From 17 to 19,
What happened to before the accident? Why didn't he fight Bud then?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Because who was going to pay for that fight when neither one of them were known?
What do you mean neither one of them known?
Bob Arum said. Bob Arum became out with an article saying who's not going to pay for the fight. Both of these guys are going to win over $10 million. Who's going to come up with that money?
When he say that? What's the timestamp on that?
He has an article on that.
No, that was recent. I'm talking about when Crawford. Hold up. When Crawford first got to the division, that wasn't a cross division fight. Nobody was going to pay for that fight because it wasn't worth nothing.
Right.
They both.
Here's my thing. If the fight wasn't worth nothing, they could have made the fight. I mean, they had no problem.
That doesn't even make sense, bro. That makes zero sense.
You saying the fight wasn't worth? You saying the money it wasn't worth it? They could have easily paid for the fight, right?
Not for
they scared, bro.
A cross promotion fight supposed to make money.
Right. Okay,
if you got to involve
did Terence Crawford fight Felix Diaz? That was a cross promotion, right?
No, they gave it to him.
Yes.
No, it wasn't a cross promotion. Just like the Porter fight wasn't a cross promotion.
Okay, no, it wasn't. He was just a PBC fighter.
Right, PBC just threw him over there.
If the Porter fight was a cross promotion, then why was it promoted by both?
No, it wasn't.
ESPN and Fox.
No, it wasn't.
That was a cross.
It was in association with. It was in association
with. It was
with.
cross promotion. It's cross promotion fight, man.
Fox did not promote that fight at all.
You didn't see one for the Porter and Bud fight. You didn't see one PBC banner up anywhere.
It said TGB Promotions and Top Rank Promotions.
Yeah, that was a double jointed promotion, sir.
Tom Brown is the promoter.
Tom Brown. That's because
who is Tom Brown?
Because Tom Brown represented Porter.
Associated with.
Yeah, but it wasn't a PBC promotion.
Oh my
God! Because you get employed by somebody doesn't mean that who you're employed by, that's your company.
Salute to my boy YSM Sports Media. Y'all go subscribe to my boy YSM Sports Media. He says Bud versus Spence is done. Stop arguing. Bushido knows. Hey, I ain't saying nothing.
Correct. That fight's never going to happen. You're there talking about, let's see if he calls him out. No, they're going to either put Keith Thurman
when he says it's,
or they're going to put
done, he means the fight's happening.
And then they got Boots Ennis, and then they got Virgil Ortiz to think about. That Terence Crawford fight is gone. It's not happening. It's not happening. Simple. I'm giving you today.
when YSM says sports media, when he says Bud and Spence is done, he means done like the fight is gonna happen, not done like it's never happened.
Hey, big man, that fight ain't happening. As simple as that fight should happen 5 years ago, and it didn't.
I can't wait because
I will say, hey, Kwame, I will say this: if Crawford don't sign with PBC, that fight not happening. They're not gonna give him a 1-fight deal. He's not Canelo.
But they giving Canelo 1-fight deal.
He's not Canelo.
He's not Canelo. I mean, he did 135 pay-per-views. Canelo did 800,000.
Yeah, he's a good as.
But it don't matter. You can't make a man sign with you to give him a fight.
It does matter because that's how boxing works.
But they putting Ugas on pay-per-view though.
Ugas is fighting Spence.
He's fighting Spence.
Crawford will be.
Ugas is already signed to PBC.
Yeah, Ugas is a PBC fan.
Hey, I'm streaming it. I'm streaming it. He ain't getting none of my money. I'm streaming it until he fight Bud. I'm streaming it.
Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of people gonna stream the fight, but but that's what the issue is.
No, that ain't the issue.
It is because a lot of what held up.
Excuse me,
listen, a lot of what held up Terrence Crawford and actually
give us what we want.
Fights, and even his own promoter that he's suing now, investing a lot of money in making fights is because people were streaming his fights too.
No, that's what you want to say. That's what you want to say.
That's what I want to say.
We ain't supporting Spence until he give us what we want.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Y'all don't support him already. What does it matter?
Yo.
But how he big fish then if we ain't supporting?
Because he got a lot other fans who will support it. You're one person.
Yo, big man, I got 2 questions for you. Hey, yo, I got 2 questions for you. So you're saying to me that other guy was using excuses for 4 years, nothing. He hasn't had nothing.
What other guy?
For man, that was I'm not sure what his name is, but he was speaking before.
Well, Kyron, and it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
No, let me finish. I was saying to you that you were saying, a lot has happened in these 4 years. Whose fault is that? He doesn't live the right.
Salute it's Crawford's fault for signing with a promoter that couldn't get those fights.
Hold up. Salute
Read that super chat.
The $2 super chat. He says Bud has already crossed. He said Bud has crossed already. It's a dead issue.
Over already. Yeah, it's true. He's right. That's why I said it is done. That's why Bud is saying, "Oh, Spence wants to fight." He's enthusiastic about the fight because they've been talking. They've been talking. That all this narrative that you guys are spewing, that's all because Top Rank couldn't make the fight. They even had to write a clause in there promising Terrence Crawford to fight, but Top Rank couldn't get the fight made. It had nothing to do with anyone ducking anyone. Now, as soon as he's gone, the fight's getting made.
When somebody want to fight, man, the fight gonna happen.
Yeah, when someone wants to fight,
he's supposed to go. He's supposed to go against Al Heyman. He's supposed to go against what Al Heyman told him to do.
Sir, do you hear the greats like Hagler, Sugar Ray, Roy Jones? You don't hear them talking about cleaning up.
Roy Jones ducked 20 people, so don't mention.
What do you mean Roy Jones ducked? He went up to light heavyweight. What are you talking about? He didn't duck anyone. He didn't duck anyone.
He was a great light heavyweight. He was not a great middleweight.
You got Sean Porter's purse wrong, so you need to go get your facts right. You got Sean Porter's purse wrong. You got Sean Porter's purse wrong.
The only name Roy got at middleweight was Bernard Hopkins, and they fought for
who did Roy Jones duck? Since you said he ducked people.
Yeah, excuse me. Who did
Nigel Benn, Gerald McCullen, Chris Eubank, Julian Jackson.
He's smoking on some icky sticky, boy.
Smoking some crack, bro.
You smoking on some icky.
Roy only had one belt.
Yeah, you on that new? They put some drugs in your drugs.
Roy only had one belt. He only had the IBS belt.
If Roy Jones ever heard you say that, the look, the side look that he'll give you would be so.
I don't give a fuck what he looked like. He only had one belt.
Hold on.
He only had the IBS belt.
Yeah, ducking no one. He fought Mike Tyson. He fought Mike Tyson. He's 50+, man. Roy Jones ain't ducking no one.
Salute to J-Rod for the $5 super. He says, "You mean Spence versus Crawford is not going to happen because they are making Bud jump through too many loops and hurt the fight?"
Yes, 100. Why are they making the guy jump through so many hoops? The skinny black guy from Omaha. That skinny black guy that started from 135 from Omaha.
Put YSN Sports Media comment. He says Pooh Dangles Bud crossed over to the Evil Empire like 3 weeks ago. The fight's happening, guys. Move on.
Where's your receipts? Where's your receipts on that, sir? Where's your receipts on that, sir?
YSM is telling you, and YSM knows stuff.
That's not credible source.
I'm looking at your icon. Is that Derrick James?
It is. It's Derrick Earl. It's Derek, Earl, and Charlo. I do
So
that.
when I
all
asked you, so when I
just
asked
for
you,
this show.
so when I asked you, how did Errol
Just
Spence get that torn retina? You didn't answer the question. How did he get that torn retina?
Nigga, go ask his doctor, nigga. I don't know.
No, you speaking
He was getting he was getting beat. That's why.
Yeah,
he was getting beat.
Busted. He's getting his ass busted.
Okay. Hey, listen. Whatever it is, a lot of shit happened in sparring.
No, it's
whether
not
that's
whatever it is. It's not whatever it is. He was getting
whether
his
it's the
ass
true
beat.
voice, it's not. I mean, from what
Torn
from
retina.
the
Yeah,
rumors we
Crawford.
heard,
To get a
is Floyd
torn
Mayweather
retina.
had a black
You ain't
eye
hearing
from
Crawford. You ain't hearing Crawford get no torn retina.
Hey, to get a torn retina, somebody had to been beating shit down his leg.
Beat your ass down.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
do you agree? Do you agree? Wait, do you agree? Do you agree, sir?
It sounds good.
No, to get a
It
torn
sounds
retina.
good. I mean,
to get a torn retina, you have to get your ass beat.
But you know what's funny? It's the same eye that in his quote unquote mugshot after the accident was the one that was bloodshot.
Oh yeah. Hey, look though. It's funny all of a sudden when Ugas get the belt of strap season again.
Oh yeah.
It's man down again.
Yeah,
man, ain't no man been down since Ocampo.
I know. Just
ain't no man been down since Ocampo.
Keep spewing the hate. Keep
When's
getting out your
Errol
system.
Spence's last knockout? When is his last knockout?
Keep spewing the hate. Just
When's
get out
Errol
your
Spence's
system.
last knockout, sir? Ocampo.
Oh, he hasn't had a knockout since
He ain't
Ocampo.
stopping shit.
He hasn't had a knockout since Ocampo.
Yeah, damn right. So he's not killing.
Yeah, he hasn't had a knockout since Ocampo.
Yeah, damn right.
Ocampo ended. Hold up. Ocampo ended on his knees.
My boy AJ.
Benavidez, all them ended on their feet.
Hey, hold up.
Huh?
My boy AJ said, hold up. Wait,
He's
what?
stopping every single person. He stopped every single person.
He ain't stopped. Kenny Porter stopped that fight. Stop lying.
Yeah,
Man,
because he saw his son getting beat. He saw his son getting beat the hell up. He saw his son getting beat up.
Doesn't matter.
He saw his son getting beat the hell out of.
Hey, let me read that super chat.
Bud says the fight was behind him. Now we both want the fight. Guys got 100 questions about EJ, but none for Bud. His decisions and then calling folks fanboys.
Right.
So my boy AJ for the super chat. And I mean, shit. Hey, hold up. He says maybe Bud is being diplomatic. He already signed over the PBC.
That's the one. Yeah,
I
Detroit.
can't say anything under bad contract. I think the fight is made. That's what D Luckett had to say. So D Luckett also thinks that the fight is made.
Excuse me, sir. Where did you get your source from? Where was that source? He said the fight is going to be made. Where did you get that
Let
source
me
from?
get a better. I got a better one. Here you go.
Yeah, please. Where did you get that source from, sir? Can you show that receipt, please, sir?
What source for what?
No, you said that the fight has been made. So can you show that receipt, please, sir?
I mean,
Hey, Lloyd,
listen.
I gotta say this before you go, Lloyd. So
What's
you
up, brother?
defended Errol Spence so much that you just switched to his picture, man. Come on, man.
No, I had the picture. I got multiple pictures. Listen. For sure, no, I got multiple avatars to come on here and troll y'all with.
Hey, is that the picture when he was at the fight when he left early?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
He had on his running shoes. He had on his running shoes.
So excuse me,
Yeah,
sir.
That's what I'm saying. He has running shoes on here.
So excuse me, sir. Do you think Errol Spence is cut from the same cloth as all the greats?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how the
absolutely
all
not.
the greats,
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All the greats are not doing that. All the greats are not doing that.
Here's my explanation why.
Give us your crusty explanation.
Let me give you an explanation why. Because
worthless.
The mentality of a Vinny Pazienza who was in that car accident and was wearing neck braces on stuff, that man jumped right back into the ring with a top. He didn't ask for a tune-up. He got back in the ring with a top contender, a person who's known to be a big puncher, and got back in the ring. You gotta question a person's heart by when they're in a real tough time, not by a narrative.
First off, Danny was tailor-made. Danny was tailor-made.
Yeah, tailor-made, but this guy was
and he
was literally in ICU. Had to build his body back, rehab his body back, and get back in the ring.
He put himself there. He put himself there.
It doesn't matter if he put that's not the question. That's fine if he put himself there. He's fine. It is fine because the question is why does he have heart? Why is he like the old legends? Because you have to have a real conversation with yourself when you in a situation like that to make it back to a level like that.
You love Spence.
The bottom line is, you need sugar.
No, it's the same thing with Terrence Crawford. When Terrence Crawford got shot, and drove.
We don't never bring that up, though.
Yeah,
we don't never bring that up.
I'm bringing it up now. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, Bud fans don't bring that up. We just want the fight.
No one brings that up. No one brings that up. You keep
Listen,
talking
that's
about
up to
car
y'all.
crash,
That's up to
car
y'all
crash.
to bring up what y'all want to bring up.
Oh my, oh my! Did
That's
Terence Crawford
on
shoot himself in the
y'all.
head? Did Terence Crawford shoot himself in the
Hey,
head?
Bushido, it was good being on here, y'all. I'm out.
Appreciate you.
All right, Pete's bleak.
Did Terence Crawford shoot himself in the head, sir?
What does that have to do with boxing?
No, he's saying that they're both injured. They're both injury prone. He's
Well,
talking
see,
about
the
Errol
thing is
Spence.
this. I'm gonna tell you the
You're talking about
difference.
Errol Spence. You're talking about
Man,
Errol
this
Spence.
is what I'm talking about. Where there's so much hate. The question
Hold
was.
on, Kwame. Let me get him. I'm gonna tell you the difference. Crawford fans, you know, y'all come at Spence on all kind of shit.
Who's
Nobody.
y'all? I'm not a Crawford fan, sir. I'm a boxing fan, and I want to
No,
see the
you're a
fight.
Crawford fan.
I want to see
You're
the
a
fight.
Crawford
No.
fan.
Errol Spence is an excellent fighter. I want to see the best fight the best. They haven't fought, and it's been almost half a century. I'm not half a century, sorry, half a decade. Half a decade. This fight is meant to be happening. So that's why I'm upset. That's why I'm upset and frustrated, because I want to see the best fight the best. I'm hearing too many excuses, too many other side of the street, all this bullshit. The greats don't
It's
tell
always
you.
been. It's always been two sides of the street.
No, it has not. Hagler had to
Man,
wait. Hagler had to
wasn't
wait.
two sides. It wasn't two sides of the street.
Hagler
Spence wanted to fight Jeff
to get his
Horn,
first championship. Hagler had to get the government involved to get his first belt.
When was Thurman ever in line to fight Manny when he was with Top Rank?
Pardon, sir?
When was Thurman ever in line to fight Manny, Bradley, or any of them boys when he had two belts?
Not to dispose of your question, but what the hell does Keith Thurman have to do with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford?
That's what the Spence fans do. They keep moving the goalposts, man. Anytime you hit them with facts, Cassidy, they just gonna keep moving the goalposts.
No one's moving the goalposts. He's asking a valid question. I know what he's doing with it.
I'm not a fan of nothing. I'm not a fan of anything. I'm a fan of boxing. I love boxing. I want to see the best fight the best. Stop making excuses for this Errol guy.
Karan, ask the question again, please.
Okay. How come Thurman never got a shot at Manny or nobody else at the WBO?
I'm not interested about Thurman. Thurman was out for 2 years. Thurman hasn't fought. Before that fight, he didn't fight for 1,000 days.
Before he was out.
About Thurman. I'm not interested about Thurman.
Before he was out.
Okay.
Before Thurman was out, when Thurman was the king of the welterweight division.
Yes.
Right? How come he was never in line to fight Terence Crawford?
Or Manny.
Or Manny.
Terence Crawford wasn't even in the welterweight division. What are you talking about?
When he came up into the division, why would he say he wanted to fight Keith Thurman then?
Would Terence Crawford want to fight Keith Thurman?
Yeah, he said because when Terence Crawford came up to the division, he was asked by name, "Do you want to fight Errol Spence?" He said no, Keith Thurman. Because
he said that before he had to the 147 division, right?
No, he said that coming in when they were introducing him as a welterweight on First Take. That's when he was coming in. They
Keith
asked
Thurman
him.
had
He said
two
Keith
belts,
Thurman.
right? Keith Thurman,
Exactly.
right? At the time, Keith Thurman was considered the best welterweight.
Right. And he never got a shot at nobody
Of
from
course he wanted to
WBO.
fight Keith Thurman. Why wouldn't you want to fight Keith Thurman if he's considered the best welterweight? The one thing about Terence Crawford, he wants to fight the best. Then Keith Thurman inactivity.
He fought Brook. Hold on. He fought Brook over Thurman and Porter. Stop. Brook wasn't
Keith
even a
Thurman
welterweight.
didn't want to fight him. What are you talking about?
Yes, he did. Yes,
Keith
he
Thurman
did.
talking about, yo, I need $10 million to fight Crawford.
He sent him two offers. Ugas and
He
Kenny
said
Porter.
I needed $10 million to fight
Ugas
Crawford.
and Kenny Porter went to go see Bob.
And Bob came on Barbershop Conversations and said that Keith Thurman actually did send him a fair offer.
Man,
They did. Bob
what
himself
y'all
came on
talking about.
Barbershop
All I know is that
Conversations.
Keith Thurman came out and said he wanted $10 million to fight Bud Crawford.
Well, that's how you
He
negotiate,
They're
right?
sucking
That's
you
how
in.
you negotiate.
They're sucking you in. They're getting you to move the goalposts. We're talking
Yeah,
about Keith
he
Thurman.
asked
We're talking
$10
about
million
Errol
to fight nobody
Spence.
else. He didn't even ask for $10 million to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Why did Spence fight Mikey Garcia? Why did Spence fight Mikey Garcia? Why?
Because nobody else was there for him to fight at that time.
Exactly. Sean Porter.
No one else was there. You can go in the rankings and see who was there. What are you talking about?
What are you
I'm
talking
telling you
about?
who
What are you
was
talking about?
Hold on. Danny was fighting Grandiose. Crawford was fighting Khan. Porter was fighting Ugas. There was no other top welterweight for him to fight.
There was
Right,
top welterweights.
and that
There
was
was multiple. There was multiple top welterweights. There was multiple. You got guys like Blair
Like
Cobbs.
who?
Blair Cobbs calling him out.
Who?
Blair
Who the
Cobbs.
fuck is Blair Cobbs?
You can't say who the hell is that. He wants to fight him.
there.
He wants to fight him. He's
Man,
an undefeated.
nobody-
He's
he
an
wasn't even
undefeated
around there.
fighter.
Acting
He's
now.
an undefeated fighter that wants to fight him.
Yeah,
So
man,
he's
ain't
there.
no one
He's
trying to
there.
hear what you talking
He
about. No
wasn't
damn
even
Blair
ranked back
Cobbs
then.
back there, man.
I don't care about rankings. Rankings is all a lie. I don't care about rankings.
Okay.
They're up and
Okay.
down with the rankings. They put
Yeah,
they
see,
put
now
who they want there.
now we moved
They're gonna
to
put you there.
fantasy land.
Next week they're gonna put you in the top
We
10
moved to
rankings.
fantasy land. So back in 2017-18, he should have fought Blair Cobb. Please.
Why not? I don't understand. Why not?
Please.
Mikey was a fourth division.
Who is Ocampo? Who's Ocampo?
Ocampo's only lost. Ocampo's had a winning career after his loss.
Yeah, Blair Cobb's undefeated. Blair Cobb's undefeated.
Look at Ocampo's resume. If you want to say having a winning career, fighting
shit. Look at. Okay, you want to pull that stunt? You want to pull that stunt? Okay, so let's pull up. Jose Benn.
Excuse me, sir. Can you name me two of Ocampo's opponents, please?
Can you name me two of Jose Benavidez' opponents?
Jose Benavidez?
Yes.
What? The little brother?
Yeah, the little brother. Yup, the one that Bud knocked out.
The bigger brother.
No, the younger one. The older one's David. We talk about the other.
Jose is the oldest one.
Well, the smaller brother.
All right.
No, I
name two people he fought.
He fought better competition than Ocampo. Ocampo.
Okay, who though?
What do you mean who?
If you're gonna say someone fought better competition than someone else, then you have to prove it. Who?
Yeah, but you won't. Boxing fans might not know the people that Jose Benavidez fought.
I mean, box records right there. You can pull it up.
So check it out.
Mauricio Herrera. That's one guy at least. Mauricio Herrera. That's one guy at least. That's the only guy I know. That's the only guy that I know.
The guy you talking about, the guy who got robbed from Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico? You talking about him?
Mauricio Herrera. Yeah,
that's it. Who else?
That's it though. You said name an opponent.
I said name two.
Santana.
Who else?
Francisco Santana. What?
Who the hell is that?
Who the hell is Ocampos? Who's Ocampos?
Y'all sitting up comparing people. Look. At the end of the day, these two guys are gonna fight. It all had to do with.
So when are they gonna fight?
It all had to do with Al Heyman and Bob Arum. That's all it was about.
Hey, bro,
Excuse me, sir. Pause. It was a dick measuring contest between Al Heyman and Bob Arum, and now he made sure he waited out Terrence Crawford to have to fuck up everything, pay him back. And now he's out of the contract, and now the fight's going to happen.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. When are they going to fight, sir?
They're going to fight after Spence steamrolls Ugas. That's when they're going to.
And you think Spence is going to just steamroll Ugas, yeah?
Oh yeah. And I'll be back on the show when it happens too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back on the show when it happens too.
You put your mortgage on that, boy?
I'm not putting my mortgage on it, but
that's
my opinion.
Why not? He's gonna steamroll him.
That's my opinion because I don't get emotionally drawn into gambling. Everyone got an opinion, right? And that's mine.
Oh no, you talking like it's facts. You talking like it's facts.
So let me ask you your opinion
I'm talking
on this.
like it's what I believe.
Let me ask you your opinion on this. All y'all Crawford fans.
I'm not a Crawford fan, sir. I'm a boxing fan.
Think whatever, man? Listen, do y'all think Wilder having to sue fucked up any negotiations between PBC and Top Rank?
Yep.
Nope.
Yo,
what? No. Because then you can speak about everything else that's happened. Then you can speak about everything else.
All right, so hold up, right? You're gonna
Floyd owes Logan money. Floyd owes Logan more money, and Floyd's money's tied in with the PBC. So then what? You want to bring that up?
Look, he's moving. He's gonna tell you moving the goalpost. He's gonna tell you you're moving the goalpost while he just literally didn't answer your question to move the goalpost.
Right.
I'm not bringing up those. That's
hey,
so you're telling me Wilder and Fury arbitration. Wilder and Fury arbitration has something to do with Bud and Terrence Crawford not fighting. No, sorry.
Absolutely, it absolutely does. It absolutely does because as soon as that arbitration happened and it was up, and people went and asked Bob Arum, was the fight going to happen? He started getting mad and said that fight's dead. It's not going to happen. Spence doesn't want to fight him. And he said that because he knew he couldn't make the fight.
You don't want the fight to happen. You don't want the fight to happen. You don't want the fight to happen.
I don't want the fight to happen, but I just told you that they're going to fight after Ugas. But I don't want the fight to happen.
How can I believe that when I asked you, do you speak to Derek James?
Because I just said it to you. Because I just said it. I just said it to you, and I also endorsed YSM Sports Media by showing you that he said that the fight's done and it's gonna happen.
So,
See,
so when
here's,
the
here's,
when
again,
the, so
this
when
is
the
the
IBF,
issue. This is
so
the
when the
issue with you,
IBF
Bud Crawford
mandates,
fans.
when the IBF mandates either Butiev or Stanionis to fight Errol Spence
Right,
next,
and
what are
we'll
you going
talk
to tell
about
me?
it when
No,
it's
there's
gonna
no
happen.
well, there's no we'll talk about it because I'm giving you next week's news today. I'm giving you next week's news today. What are you talking about? That fight.
Okay,
Me and you know.
I tell you what. You just challenged me to a bet about a knockout with Ugas, right? You and I have opposing agreements on this. I say that he's gonna fight. I say he's gonna fight Spence after Ugas. You say Stanionis. You want to make a bet on that? Since I don't believe it, since I don't want the fight, you want to make a bet on that?
100%, boy. Give me what's your email? Give me all that, man.
I got you.
I'm ready to take some USA dollars off your ass.
I got you.
Hey, Kwame. So let me ask him this, right?
Close it out real quick.
So let me ask him this though. All right. So if you don't believe that Crawford and Spence gonna fight next, who Crawford gonna fight next then?
Right.
Josh Taylor at 140.
But yeah,
Bob ain't making that
Josh
fight
Taylor at 147. Josh Taylor at 147.
Bob is not making that fight now.
I've already shut that down. He's suing Bob. What are you talking about? He's suing him.
But
So?
check it out. Check it
So?
out.
What does that mean?
Check it out.
What does that mean?
He's not gonna get that fight.
So he's gonna say.
But check it out. You know, I gotta close it out. I'll say this: Spence has to fight Ugas. He has to fight Ugas first, or everything right we talking about is moot. He has to get past Eubank Ugas, or everything's irrelevant. Terrence Crawford probably came out, and I have heard behind the scenes that he's already over there to the dark side with PBC. I've heard that behind the scenes that he's already over there. This is probably why he's a little bit more diplomatic now in his more recent interview, talking in regards to Errol Spence. He knows that he's pretty much over there already. That could be the case. We just got to wait and see what happens. But yeah, man, the eagerness thing, I don't think Errol Spence showed any eagerness to fight Terrence Crawford in the past. I don't think he was really interested in really fighting Terrence Crawford, but now he's in a situation to where he has to fight Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to just leave it at that, man. Like and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Peace out.